Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a message for the collective. My messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. Welcome to a new day. Welcome. Rich Rising. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to start off with Surah Al-Fatiha. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. All praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. You alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you're displeased with or those who are astray. Ameen. All right, we're going to go to Psalms 91. I think y'all should be a little bit better right there. Alright, Psalms 91 says, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by the day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you. No disaster will come near your tent, for He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for He acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him with long life. I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. So last night, it happened again. I did a sleep stream. With y'all, all my platforms, my Facebook, my YouTube, and I'm always doing sleep streams on Twitch, so there's nothing new. But anyway, I went to go put on something to listen to, which was going to be my Spotify, because it has like a couple different stories and everything on it. Anyway, long story short, the thing that I noticed was it talked about patterns. And so I don't know if this day is important to anybody, but I'm gonna tell you what day it was. Let me see. And it was funny because it talked about the same thing that I said that I noticed yesterday when I said, and if you wasn't here yesterday, I know I don't normally don't go live on the weekends, but for some reason I had something in my spirit, so I ended up going live yesterday and yesterday morning. And this is what I found. And not that I found it, just another reason why I keep saying stuff is replaying, the patterns are replaying. The message says for the title, this changes everything. The pattern has been revealed. Most people missed it. You didn't. Here's why. Something that's replaying over and over again. You know, they said history will repeat itself. But there could potentially be something that a lot of people missed as to, you know, what was going on and why certain things were happening. You may be noticing patterns in your own life, things that, you know, will help you get out of situations and circumstances that we call generational curses, things that could be passed down. Where are we at? Okay, right here. We're going to go to broad-minded. And it was when information or context is stripped of its time marker or context. So this is what it sounds like right here. Hello and welcome to Broad-Minded. I'm your girl Tylishia LHarmon, also known as Spirit Lightworker 1111. This is the space where we expand perspectives, honor truth, and walk together in alignment with universal law. Every episode is about clarity, growth, and sharing the journey in real time. Today is Sunday, September 28th, 2025 at 7:23 a.m. And that timing matters. Truth and clarity always arrive on time. When you're meant to see it is when you're meant to hear it. What you receive in the... Hello and welcome to Broad-Minded. I'm your girl, Tylishia LHarmon, also known as Spirit Lightworker 1111. This is the space where we expand perspectives, honor truth, and walk together in alignment with universal law. Every episode is about clarity, growth, and sharing the journey in real time. Today is Sunday, September 28th, 2025 at 7:23 a.m. And that timing matters. Truth and clarity always arrive on time. When you're meant to see it is when you're meant to hear it. What you receive in this episode may be a simple time. I'm sorry, y'all, but the numbers are important, so I need to know. Every episode. Hello and welcome to I was checking. I'm your girl, Tylishia LHarmon. Hey, Ty, welcome. Thanks for being here. Spirit Lightworker 1111. This is the space where we expand perspectives, honor truth, and walk together in alignment with universal law. Every episode is about clarity, growth, and sharing the journey in real time. Today is Sunday, September 28th, 2025 at 7:23 a.m. And that timing matters. Truth and clarity always arrive on time. When you're meant to see it is when you're meant to hear it. What you receive in this episode may be a simple timestamp in my journey, or it may be exactly what you're meant to carry with you right now. This is my path, my quest, and I'm sharing it openly in alignment with universal law. Everything I speak here comes from pure intention, free of karmic attachment, so that what is meant for you flows to you naturally with ease. Okay, so first and foremost, everything is important, right? So mind you, yesterday was Sunday. I listened to that on a Sunday. Same message. And I said yesterday, something was happening. There was a cycle. The cycle was I kept doing, when it came to work, I kept doing the thing that made me money the fastest. It kept being a thing and a setback because I kept still circling back to the same other thing. And that was going slow, but that was going slow because of what was happening online, certain things that are out of my control. And so what I would keep doing is cutting to the thing that instantly made money because it's important. I got to pay mortgage, got to pay a car payment, got to pay, these things. That quickness and that necessity stopped me from doing other things. So at first I thought it had something to do with the people. So I started cutting off the people, right? And it had something to do with the people. But also I wasn't picking up on the other parts of the message. Mind you, this is something that has been playing out for a few years now. So noticing patterns, noticing things that you keep and continually do. That's what was important. So Sunday, September the 28th, 2025. That is September. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do the 7:23 a.m. That was the message. That was the time. September being its own number, but then bringing them all down. So 7:23, we're going to start with that. Angel number 723 is genuinely seen as a message about alignment, trust, and guided progress. It blends the energy of 723, each adding a layer of meaning. So 7 is inner wisdom and spiritual awareness. I'll save that for a minute. 7 is inner wisdom and spiritual awareness. This is about intuition, reflection, and trusting what you already feel deep down. It points to spiritual growth and learning through experience. 2 is balance and alignment. This number speaks to relationships, cooperation, patience, and staying balanced while things are shifting around you, because things are shifting around us right now. 3, expression and expansion. This represents creativity, communication, and forward movement. It often signals growth and opportunities and things starting to open up. All right, so then the message was, your luck changes today. Magnificent Rising, Majestic Grace, I love you. Thank you for being here. Girl, it's some weird ass stuff happening right now. But mind you, good weird is what I'm going to say. Because yesterday's message, and you know I don't go live on Sundays, right? For some reason, I went live on a Sunday. Mind you, and I kept saying the dates were repeating. It had something to do with a hat and some other stuff, right? I love you more. The hat that I wore, mind you, didn't have that hat on for a while. And this is everything that I'm saying to y'all. Put yourself in the position. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all, like, something is happening, and it's not just happening with me. I know for a fact it's not just happening with me. Are you noticing the patterns that are repeating around you, and why is it doing that? And if you feel like there's been something that's been happening, and you're trying to navigate your way out of it, here we are right now. We're using this, okay? So do what you will with the information. Those that belong here, no. Anyway, so what I ended up doing was yesterday, yes, good weird. So yesterday was Sunday. I literally, last night, I did the sleep stream. Y'all know I haven't done a sleep stream on none of the platforms at all, period. Well, Twitch, I'm always doing a sleep stream. Last night I did a sleep stream for YouTube and Facebook, and for some reason it kept eating at me, like, and I was saying I wasn't gonna do it, I wasn't gonna do it, I wasn't gonna do it, right? But then all of a sudden something kept saying, you gotta do the sleep stream, you gotta do the sleep stream. Okay, fine, I do the sleep stream. I go to put this on, and the first thing that I hear is the date, right? So I'm listening, but mind you, the date kind of flashed and then it went on about its way. The thing that caught me was the message, and I'm going to play it, but the message is about the same exact thing that I had the message about yesterday, catching the pattern to be able to move yourself out of it. A lot of people don't even realize they go through the same patterns with people, right? And it's nothing but a setback. And I keep saying, don't let nobody take you back down to levels that you've already leveled up from. So, listening to the message and paying attention, this is a good catch, because somebody could be getting ready to try to take you back down to a level, or you can ascend into a different level. Now, I'm going to say ascension into a different level because I kept catching the other loops that were playing out, and I kept just cutting the people off and not doing, what the repeating thing, was saying to do, right? Or the repeating thing that I was doing. It's like around the mulberry bush. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that would mean for anybody. Like continuing to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Mind you, definition of insanity. Expecting something to change when you're doing the same thing. So you're asking for a change, you're wanting to change, but not acknowledging the fact that you're doing the same exact thing over and over and over again. It's on fucking repeat. Now, why is it on repeat? Because yesterday I also noticed that it happens to be with the cars, it happens to be with the clothes, it happens to be with the people. Because they keep saying nothing new is under the sun. Nothing new is under the sun because we're continuing to keep repeating the same pattern. Nobody has done anything different. It's like a racist being a racist, a racist being a racist, a racist being a racist. Nobody saying, so even the pastor, Majestic Grace, was important because what he was saying, and it was funny that you heard something different than what I heard, because y'all, I'm gonna play what he said. So this is the pastor that was talking, y'all.
There has never been a Christian nation. You don't live in one now. We had godly people get on boats and come over here so they could worship. Godly people. We've had the greatest Bible preachers in the 15, 16, 1700s. Godly people. Some of the people that constructed this country, godly people. But it has never been a Christian nation, and never will be. A Christian nation would never have killed and displaced 20 million Native Americans
Now,
who are still...
what I heard him say is this. People claim to be godly. People can all, for all existence, be godly. But meanwhile, there's never been a Christian nation, and you don't live in one now. Meaning, y'all ain't been following God. Y'all ain't been listening at all, period. Because what I picked up was he's getting on them. He's changing because he's letting these people know that you claim God, but meanwhile you do this. So you can't basically serve two masters. You can't claim to be godly all the while doing ungodly things. That's what I heard.
Still left out and living in poverty. A Christian nation would never have thought that owning slaves was pleasing to God.
Never.
Or that it lined up with Scripture in any way,
at all,
shape, or size. And we not only practiced it, but we were so obsessed with it that we went to war about it. We had a civil war. And in that civil war, 500,000 Americans died. That's more than Americans that died in World War II or any other war we've ever had. Our own Civil War. We killed 500,000 of our own people so people could have the right to own other people as property. There has never been a Christian nation.
So there has never been. So to me, what I heard was he's telling y'all ain't never did the right thing. Right. Steal, kill, and destroy. So it's funny how, because when you said that, I'm saying, Majestic Grace, when you said what you said, I said I'll listen again, because all I hear is he's getting on them. He's letting them know that you ain't never done, even as godly as y'all been saying y'all have never done the right thing. So then that also goes to show in the like seeing things, because a lot of people, we don't have to see things the same exact way, but even the fact that we don't hear the message the exact same way either, but it keeps repeating. So you know how they keep saying history will repeat itself. Like this man said, yep, you were right too, because that's what he was saying. But see, it don't matter about who's right and who's wrong. The thing is you heard what you heard, and you instantly canceled him out because you said, I can't listen to him. Mind you, the reason why I sent it was because I heard him say, y'all claim to be godly, but you ain't even paying attention to your own behavior. And this ain't about even getting on nobody. It's basically acknowledging and seeing the repeating pattern. We got people around here saying, make America great again. America ain't never been great as long as these people been on the land. America ain't never been great depending upon how you look at the history. Anytime there's lies and deception, how can something be great? But mind you, now we're able to notice a pattern. Now we're able to see it. Because if we keep allowing them to do the same exact thing, even he's changing. They're changing. He was in that pulpit saying Christian, I couldn't listen. Yeah, and see, this is the thing. This is where we have to make sure that, we give people maybe the benefit of the doubt, because you're not wrong because of that, because you had your experience. And so again, you're not wrong because you had your experience. But if we don't listen to other people's sides, and this is what we've been talking about for the past week or something, it's 2 sides to every story, sometimes 3. 10 plus 0 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. They all are true. 8 plus 2 is 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. Many multiple things can be correct at the same time. And if we never listen, or if we don't, kind of put our feet in like the other side, or just kind of think about the other side, it's like we've been trained, we've been conditioned to shut shit down as soon as. But mind you, it was crisscross applesauce. It's been the reverse since I've been here. I've been on this earth 50 years. And I listened to them tell me stories that Goldilocks and the three bears. And everybody blamed the three bears, everybody, because it's bears. And it's like the same thing as white and black. Instantly, black gets a horrible name, or black gets a negative connotation put to it because it's black. Mind you, I've been watching some things, and it's funny to start to see how people are integrating, because somebody told me a story yesterday about church and food. I can't remember who told me that. Or maybe I was listening to something. Anyway, but the man said that he went to a black church, or something happened and he ended up being around black people. And he said they ended up being the nicest people that he ever could have met. And then he said something about the food and all of this stuff. I might have been watching something. But if you never give a person an opportunity, or if you never give a person a chance, and you instantly just, and sometimes giving somebody a chance could be the worst thing that we could ever do in life. I do get it. I do, understand. But this is also a thing. We're noticing a pattern in our atmosphere. Recently, I watched something, and it was the strangest thing. It's on Netflix, and it's called The Platform. And it's the weirdest freaking show, to the tune of, it left me, I don't even know how I felt really watching it or listening to it. So what the premise of the story is this. There is 333 levels. And I'm wondering why they chose 333 levels. Because the number is important, right? So anyway, there's 333 levels to something that they call the pit. The abyss, for all intents purposes. And so at the top level, they put, it's a tray that comes down and it's food, right? And so everybody that goes into the abyss or into the pit, they ask them, what do they want? What type of food? What's their favorite food, right? And so for everybody that's in the pit, they literally put a plate of food for everybody that has asked for whatever specific thing is there, right? And so when it goes to the first level gets to eat whatever they want to eat. Most of the time, they started not eating what was theirs. They started eating because they're just thinking about being hungry and waking up. Because at any given time, within 30 days, you can wake up in another area of the pit, right? So your life can change just like this. This is significant even of the world. So it's like the things that, the greed that goes along with the people, and not having camaraderie and not having a collective mindset. Okay, so the first level gets all the food because it just goes down and it has everything on it. The second level gets to eat whatever the first level didn't eat. The third level gets to eat whatever the first and second level didn't eat, and so on and so on. And then the shit just keeps dropping. The other part is this: you can't save nothing. You have to eat everything that you need to eat within that period of time. And there's wine on the table. There's this. There's cakes. There's all types of stuff because everybody asked for something. But every level, that's all that's there. Everything what everybody asked. So now you got to think. In 30 days, first day you could wake up on level 2. So, you're going to get some food. The next time you could wake up on level 250. The next time you could wake up on level, I don't know, right? And so when you start to end up on levels like 250 or levels like 333, you start to realize pretty quickly that you don't get to eat. So you could spend 30 days on level 78 and not barely scraping through, because by the time it hit 100, most of the food was like, scavenged through, because the people that are up higher up have been, in different levels, so they know what's going to happen. And so if you spend all your time on level 78 and you barely got to eat, and then by the time you get to level 1 and you can eat anything you want to, you're going to eat anything that you want to. And so one of the things that I noticed, because it'll play, it's one season and then there's 2 seasons, but they're not for some reason on the same thing. So I don't know if they thought about it after the fact and then they redid it, because normally when I watch something, it'll have season 1, season 2 included, but for some reason it said the platform and then the platform 2. So I don't know what that was about. Anyway, so you'll see the difference between, as to, they'll do flashbacks between not in the first season but the second season, right? But anyway, long story short, so by the time you start dropping down to the levels, you're now not worried about the collective as a whole, the group. Everybody's in the pit, everybody has to survive, right? So then there's one lady, she keeps getting on the cart to go down levels, and they're saying that she's looking for her child, right? Why is she looking for a child? Why would a child be in the pit? Nobody knows. Anyway, long story short, people started jumping from the pit, dying, or you could get killed in the pit, because there would be certain people that would come down levels, they would be wanting food and this and the third, so if they can get to a certain level. But then they also noticed that if they started taking people out, then it's less people to need food, right? Okay, so the lady is looking for her child, and I'm confused about this child, because I'm really thinking, like, why the fuck would a child be in the pit? So it goes through the stories of the people that, are there, and it's telling you, like one guy, when it first comes on, it's like an old guy there. They ask, you get to carry anything into the pit that you want. So what do you want to take? The first guy took a book. The other guy took a fucking knife. Somebody else, you could take a gun, you could take whatever you want to be able to survive into this pit, you can take. Because again, it could get real, shaky in the pit, right? So as the guy is in the pit, and then the man, they're on level 78, I think, when the guy first comes in, and so the man tells him, he said, don't talk to the people above, which in our society, like, the people above don't really want to talk to us. If they got more money than you, then it's almost like they treat you very snooty. So it's basically like a social experiment, as in our society, because this is what normally happens anyway. So he said, don't talk to the people above and don't talk to the people below. The guy said, why? He said, because it's obvious. Those are above you. And then when he said, why not talk to the people below you? It's obvious, because they're below you. So the guy, they're on level 78, so they barely got, food, but they got food, right? So there was enough, but it wasn't what it was from the beginning. So the guy says to, as he got done eating, because the first guy's like, somebody already ate on it. So, nobody wants to eat food that somebody already ate, but he don't realize what's happening because he just got here. So when you're hungry, you start to eat anything. It's like somebody looking down on a person that's digging in the trash, a bum eating food out of the trash, but not realizing that if that's all you got to eat, that's what you're going to eat. It's the equivalent of me telling y'all that our presidency or our government should not be ran by a person that is always, because they're never going to know what a person that has to dig in the trash to eat something feels like. They're never going to know what it feels like to be homeless. So they don't pay attention to the needs of the smaller people. Now, mind you, the guy that was inside the pit with the one guy was brand new. He asked for a book because he liked to read. He wanted to have his objective as to why he even came to the pit was because he wanted a degree after the fact, right? So the other guy is in the cage with him, has a knife, and it's an old guy. So from the beginning, while they was doing their first 30 days, it was all cool because, they was getting food, all right? So he's training him. He's letting them know how, the pit is ran, this and a third. Anyway, after they got done eating the food and the food goes down to the next area, he spits on the food, the old guy. And the guy said, why would you do that? And he said, you sure, because the people above you could have did the same thing. He said, I'm sure they did. Then he takes and pisses on the people below them, which again, significant of our culture and the things that happen, because people don't give a fuck about nobody else. Now, the reason why I'm even saying this is because also I've heard multiple different things as to how our society began, right? And they'll give us the story of Adam and Eve and da 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 da. And if you believe that a man could have a woman and it came out of the rib, I'm not judging. I don't believe that shit. And the reason why I don't believe that shit is because, you know, man can't make women. I don't give a damn what type of mystical, you know, da 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 da. We have to be, you know, have common sense to know that women bear children. So if anybody's running around here, an umbilical cord is important because you have to have an umbilical cord for you to be able to grow inside of a woman. A man ain't got none of that. And I mean, a man don't have the proper necessities to be able to create human beings in life. Even with fruit, if you notice, even on a fruit, and I've been paying attention to this, and that was so funny because even on a fruit, it starts to grow. It has a little nub, the umbilical cord. That's where you take and replant anything when you are trying to get fruit to grow, or you know need the seeds. If you grow it from the actual fruit, you use the nub part, the bottom part, where the roots are going to be able to grow. So how the fuck is a man going to have a child, right? But we're not here for that, and common sense ain't so common. It is things that we have been taught on this planet that don't make no type of sense. Even the creation story, the beginning of, you know, they talking about Adam and Eve and da 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 da. And it was funny because my son kept telling me, oh, it seems to be an experiment of this. But mind you, we have the Sumerian tablets. We have everything being the same. Even if you love Marvel superheroes and things of that nature, they are emulations of the gods, the things that was left on the tablet. So we have a little bit of information that was given. Somebody tried to interpret it. Maybe they did it right, maybe they didn't. But the things that they don't understand, they try to hide from us, which is also another issue. Information is not just for one group of people. Information is for everybody because they don't know who they may need to decipher whatever code. Just because a person says that they go to education, higher education, or they went to school, or they're a scholar, doesn't necessarily mean that they know shit, being as though we know that we have been tricked and lied to. And they're only being given information that our government or the people, the powers that be, the people that somehow got in control or want to give, right? And mind you, you can ask the archaeologists and things of that nature too, because, you know, it's come to my awareness that when they find stuff or when they discover things that they can't explain, it gets shelved and it gets put to the side and y'all never know nothing about it. But, you know, this is our world and this is the society. Anyway, back to the pit. So, now the old guy, you know, that has befriended this guy and he's letting him know everything that goes on in the pit. In the 30 days, he lets him know, he says, I smell the gas. So when the gas comes, is what happens is they put everybody to sleep. And when they put you to sleep, then they change your social status. So they got put on a lower level. Now they went from a higher level where they had food on a daily basis to a lower level. The older guy woke up before the younger guy. And so because the older guy woke up before the older guy tied the younger guy to the bed because he said if he don't have food, then he's going to eat the younger guy. So when the younger guy wakes up now, his so-called friend has now tied him down to the bed and he's threatening him. He's saying that in 8 days, I'm going to start slicing you and eating your flesh. But I'm going to do you a favor. I ain't going to try to kill you, but I'm going to start doing, you know, that. That's not a friend, right? Anyway, so on the last day when he told him that, okay, on this day, if I don't get food, this is going to be what I start to do. He starts cutting the guy's thigh meat, right? And so what ends up happening is that the girl, remember I told you the girl was looking for her child. The guy saved the girl, right? The younger girl. It's crazy. And like I said, I didn't really have a feeling other than it was the strangest thing. Like, why would they put this? Why would they put this? But it makes sense because, you know, this is our society. This is the society that we live in. It's the haves and the have-nots. And so if we continue with the same cycle, because you heard what the pastor said. The pastor said, we've never lived in a Christian nation. This ain't none, and you will never live in, because if you were a Christian, then you would never have thought that enslaving people would have been okay. Even to this day, he said, even the people, the same people and we know the people that he talking about. He said you still do the same exact thing, but you claim Christian. You're so godly, but you're doing the worst things. Kill, steal, destroy. Y'all claim Christian, y'all claim godly, but when y'all so-called God, when Jesus showed up, the Messiah showed up, what y'all did was y'all killed him. So how have you ever lived or came off as anything less than a fucking savage? And again, not judging. Anyway, long story short, so he done locked this, he done tied the dude up, because as he's talking to him, he's letting him know, he said, you don't know how to pit works yet. And he's old, so, and he chose a knife for a reason. He said he's old, and the young guy would basically take advantage of him, because during this time we just seen people get thrown, down from higher levels off the pit. We just seen people jump and down to the pit, because these people just didn't had a fucking enough. Like, society fucking with you so much that you just had enough, and they decided that if I can't eat this, then it just be weird stuff happening in the pit, right? So anyway, as he's slicing the nigga's thigh meat and screaming, the tray of food, the tray is coming down. But mind you, remember, they're on a lower level, so there is no food. Just think about now, mind you, the level that they're on of not having food, and I think it was maybe about 78 or something, not having food. I told y'all there was 333 levels to this shit. So think about in society where I showed y'all videos of places where people are stacked one on top of the other. They don't care if you are stacked one on top of the other. These niggas over here got $1 trillion. They don't care if your kid has medicine. These niggas over here got $1 trillion. They don't give a fuck whether or not y'all have health care or anything else. These niggas over here got $1 billion, $1 million, and $1 trillion. The people that have $1 billion, $1 million, and $1 trillion don't like for the people that are stacked up on each other to even come near you, because you dirty. You probably don't smell all that great. You look emaciated, but not realizing because your fat ass was up there eating everything, that's the reason why these people down here are emaciated. They don't realize that the problem starts at the top and works itself on the way down. You didn't have to be as greedy as the fuck you were being. You could have shared a little. Mind you, the earth is for everybody. If you were accepted into the earth, meaning if your mama and your daddy was allowed to make you, God said yes. But then you get here with these dirty ass motherfuckers, and guess what they do? They tell you you're less than. They tell you, oh, you was born into this. Oh, my family deserves to be able to survive, and your family don't. Mind you, your family has enough to fucking live. Your family has more than enough to live. You're so fucking greedy that you're talking about generation after generation after generation. You could go 36 generations and still be cool. But you don't even care about the generation that I have here right now. You don't give a fuck. There is no camaraderie at all, period, in this situation. Anyway, long story short, after the girl came down, because she got the old dude off of him, and she got him free. Once she got him free, the guy picked up the knife, and he took the old dude up on out of here, right? Anyway, so the girl, because she's been traveling up and down, I don't know how she travels up and down, other than the fact that when she goes down, she must fall asleep wherever they are, and then in 30 days, they change her to another floor, right? So that must be how she continues to keep getting up, because she keeps going down. She's looking for her child. Anyway, long story short, once the guy gets free, she cuts him free. He stabbed the fuck out of the old guy and killed him. So as they're on that floor, because now, remember, he's been tied up for so many days, he ain't been eating. And so the girl takes and slices the old man up, and they now consume the guy. But at first, the young guy, he didn't want to eat the flesh, because, again, like, I only been not eating for 8 days. I ain't hungry enough to eat a nigga yet. So it takes him a minute. So when she takes and chews up some, she telling him basically, because they ain't talking, but it looks like she's basically saying that if you don't eat, you're gonna die. So the first bite, he threw up, and so she now takes and put it in her mouth and feeds him like a bird. But by this time, next week, He's literally eating the man, pieces of the man with fucking maggots crawling in the shit. This is how serious this is. Okay. So now he starts eating the man with maggots because now all of a sudden he's hungry enough. Anyway, so now they go back to sleep and they get put on another floor. So when he gets put on, after they go to sleep and they put him on another floor, he wakes up, he has a black guy as a roommate, right? So the black guy wants to now crawl up because they're on like level 5 or something now. So now at level 5, you damn sure gonna get some food. You damn sure, you know, ain't gonna be starving. So there's a white couple that's above them on level, it might have been 5, I don't know. But so they would be on level 4. So anyway, the black guy is saying that now he's close enough to the top that he wants to be able to climb out, right? So he asked the white couple that's above him to take the rope. Mind you, I would have never trusted them anyway because the pit is just open. So there's a big ass space. It's a catwalk, and then a big ass space in the middle. So if you fall down there, your ass is done. It's 333 floors. Okay. So he asked them, can they help him because he wants to get up and out. He wants to climb out of the pit. Mind you, they're already talking shit because remember I said that the guy told him never trust the people above you. Why? Because they're above you. So it's obvious that they're never going to help you. Don't trust the people below you. Why? Because it's below you and apparently you shouldn't help them because it becomes a thing when you're up above somebody, you don't give a hand up. This is our society. So literally there's a movie based off of what our society is, but they took it to a whole nother level of, you know, this is how y'all fucking act. Mind you, this is really how people act. People above you will say, oh, I can't help you. I seen my favorite rapper say it one time, I can't help you because of the fact that I may be taking away from you a lesson that God is trying to give you. Maybe. Or the lesson could be yours. God could be seeing if you're going to be a greedy ass nigga and not help nobody below you. Or if you're going to continue, because people fail to realize they will help their family, right? But that's your family. So does that really actually actively count? Like if you have a platform or you have, and I ain't judging nobody and I ain't saying nothing. I'm just telling you that I've seen it. And this is the way people are. If I give to you or if I help you, then it's not going to, you have to get it out the mud. So people believe that if just because they got it out the mud, then you have to get it out the mud. Or not really listening to the signals because there is a difference and God will show you who you're supposed to help. God will tell you when you're supposed to help somebody. If you ignore that, then that was your lesson, not their lesson. And so both things can be true at the same time. I just told you 8 plus 2 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. Multiple things can be true at the same time. But anyway, so in this platform, they're telling the people, so what he does is he throws the rope up because that was what he asked for. Everybody's allowed to ask for something. So he asked for a rope. He throws the rope up. The white people catch the rope at the top. The guy that is been here and he's traumatized. He was with the old dude that learned some things. He's watching this shit because he already knows that this is about to go all the way wrong. Maybe to the nigga's death. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so long story short, when he throws the rope up, they take and tie the rope. He starts climbing up the rope. When he gets almost there, the white bitch pulls down her pants and shits in his face. And he falls back down to the platform. So now he's going crazy because he's saying, they shit on me, this, that, and the third, da-da-da-da-da. But ain't that what people do in life when they're above you? Don't they shit on the people that are below them? All right, so now they devise a plan, right? Him and the guy, because the guy said, how do we now come to find out the black guy is somebody important in the thing because they, do spiritual stuff or something anyway. So him and the white guy devises a plan because he said, let's change the pit. Because if we change the pit, Mike, good morning, love you, thank you for being here. Because if we change the status in the pit, then because he ended up with a lady. So one of the ladies that was a part of the administration somehow ends up in there before the black guy. And so that was his roommate. So she started to tell him about collective some type of collective shit. And so what she started to do was she would only eat her portion. And this is what it was supposed to be, an experiment. So she's saying that because she's been working on the administration side for a long time, she knows that if they can change the behavior of the pit, then the people above will now start to, I guess, do something different. I don't know. Anyway, so she brings her dog. That was her thing. The reason why she wanted to go into the pit was because she ended up finding out she had cancer, and she had no way, to be able to, she didn't give a fuck no more, is what she basically said. Anyway, so the girl that was going down slaughtered her dog. So then by this time she was a little bit pissed, and so she hung herself. So the man kind of gauged some type of insight about the pit based off the lady. So anyway, so now he's roommates with the black guy, and so he tells the black guy that if we could change the conditions of the pit, meaning we can get everybody to cooperate, then nobody goes hungry in the pit because everybody's eating what they are supposed to eat. So what he does now is him and the black guy devises a plan. They're going to get on the platform. They're going to stop everybody from eating because they ate yesterday and they can afford to eat. Now they got to feed food to the people down below, but they need to talk to everybody to let everybody know that we're getting ready to change the conditions in the pit. We're going to collectively decide to not do what these people above are wanting us to do. They want us to fight. They want us to argue. They want us to kill each other. But we're going to change that. So what they do is they get on the fucking cart and they ride the cart down. Now they got a battle with people because the people are saying, but I'm supposed to be able to eat. And the man is saying, well, you ate yesterday because you're on it. So they got to fight these niggas going down. So what ends up happening is a couple people get killed and this, that, and the third, because they got to literally fight for this shit to make sure that the food survives past the level of 1. And so that way it can go back up to the powers that be to send the people a message, right? Anyway, so it goes to a certain floor. I don't know what floor it is. By the time they get down there, the black guy is being yelled at by another black guy that's in a wheelchair, and he's asking him, he said, what is the message? Like, you're doing all of this, but what's going to be the message? So then they devise a plan that this little cake, this little thing has to survive and get all the way back up to the top, because that's going to be the thing that sends the people a message, because the way they was doing it, he was saying wasn't going to, really work. Anyway, long story short, by the time it gets down to one of the other floors, they done had to fight for this shit. And the only thing that they have, because he said you got to guard this cake with your life. So everything else ends up being demolished, and, a couple people end up dead, this, that, and the third. But then they get to this one specific floor, because at first they thought it was only 250 floors. No, it was 333 floors. So as they're going down further and further and further, they start to realize that nobody's alive on none of these other floors. They get down to this one lower level, and there's a child, because the girl ended up dying, the one that was looking for the child. When they get to this one level, there was actually a child there. And so the people are like, how the fuck is it a kid in the, because now these dudes, they done fought for their whole entire whatever. Both of them half dead. And so the black guy ends up dying. They done fed the cake to the kids, so now the cake don't make it. So now the little girl's the message. So we got to send the little girl back up because, so we got to save this child. So anyway, by the time they get down to the bottom, it's a group of people that's down there. Don't know if they are dead or alive or whatever the hell, because based off the story, somebody's talking. They tell the man that he has to get off the cart because the adults cannot go to the top. Only the kids are allowed to go to the top. So I don't know why the girl was significant. I think the lesson was about the lady that was going down. Anyway, long story short, the kid, he gets off, the little girl rides the tray all the way up to the top. The little girl's the message. Don't know what happened because they don't show that part up there. So now it goes off. So I'm over here like, that was the strangest shit ever. But it wasn't really strange. It was basically a recommendation of our society, right? This is exactly how our society works. The haves and the have-nots. They think they're better than you, and they think that they should have all the information. They think they should have all the wealth because, however you was born into this particular family, they don't give a fuck about, nobody else on the outside. Whether you eat, whether or not you feed your kids, they don't give a fuck. So then, you know how when Netflix goes off, it says you can thumbs up this or you can 2 thumbs up and, whatever, and or not interested. And I'm sitting here looking at it like, I didn't really like this shit. But anyway, it was a good fucking lesson. So then it happens to pop up this next show, the part 2, the platform 2. So I'm like, don't even know why I clicked on this shit. So I go click on the shit to watch the next one, right? Because, I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently. Anyway, so then it goes to the beginning. So it tells you about the story before the story that you just watched, which the story that you just watched is part 1. But now it does a flashback. So in the flashback, it does, or I don't know if it was a flashback or a rewind or something. I don't fucking know. Anyway, long story short, it now starts to show the people. The lady, the girl, and then a guy, some big heavy dude that was in there. It starts to show, no, it's the aftermath, I guess, but also it does a rewind thing. So now when the big guy comes in, they're on like level 7, and so now there's people above the levels, and they're telling him you can't eat, because he was getting ready to eat some chicken. They're telling him, no, you can't eat that. He said, well, somebody ate my pizza. And he down there saying that there's a hierarchy in the pit. Everybody has to now eat what they are supposed to be eating, because they want to make sure that everybody has what they need to eat, right? And so they're trying to fix it. But the people that started to fix it now become very fucking violent. So again, they were meant to help. They were trying to help make sure that everybody eats. But now they done turned into the fucking bullies. So he's telling him, if you eat the food, then you're going to be in trouble. Because now there's some dude that's now, they call him the basically like the messiah of the shit or whatever. But what these people are supposed to do are now patrol and make sure that everybody eats the food. So everybody gets what they need to get in the levels. Okay, and as with anything, because in our society, the thing that I have noticed is that people that, to be a leader, a real leader, you have to make difficult decisions, but also you can't let the thing that, the power go to your head. So what ends up happening is that the guy that's now in control, they got a group of people, and they ride the trays up and down when people start, doing weird shit that they're not supposed to do. So they tell him he can't eat it. He puts it the fuck back. The tray goes down. The next people get to eat their stuff. So he told them that the next day they was going to deal with the people. Something ended up happening. They call the people like scavengers or something. Something ended up happening. The people have to deal with the people who come in, and because once it got to level 54, people just started doing whatever the fuck they wanted to do. Hi Gaze, welcome. Thank you for being here. So what ends up happening is that the people that are above, they all start to learn the lesson, but the people that are below don't. And then it depends upon where you get put at. So you could be on a lower level, and now 30 days later you get put on a higher level. Your ass is just trying to get your nutrition back. You're just trying to, grow and heal whatever, you had to deal with when you was on a lower level. So they start eating whatever the fuck. So it starts to change, the people who are learning from level 1 to level 23 know to only eat their food. But the people that below that start to, do something different. But then you have to think that the people that are below that don't know what's happening at the top, they now get to the top and they start doing whatever the fuck they want to. So then now it creates a group of people that are now patrolling and making sure that the food only gets ate by whoever is supposed to eat whatever their specific thing is. Anyway, these people now turn into the, like the police. And so they start handing out punishments to people that do shit. They cut off a lady's arm, so when the tray comes down, it's like it fits in that whole area. So when the tray comes down, they took and it'll cut you up, or it'll, kill you when it flies back up. So they took and tied a strip of sheet or something to the lady's arm. Somebody was standing over there, so as the thing comes down, it smashes the lady's arm, cuts off the lady's arm. They go down and they start, shanking niggas and killing niggas and this, that, and the third. Again, like society, because when the people who have not had anything finally get into some type of power, they start to now police in a more dangerous way, because they already done been down here and they already know, So what ends up happening is that the girl, because her friend ended up dying, they did a whole little sacrifice in the midst of trying to show people, like, you can't do this. Like, the people at the top that is, being able to eat everything or being able to have everything, you can't continue to do that, because sooner or later it's going to create havoc, on the lower end. These people ain't eating. These people not, being able to survive in the pit. And then now it creates another issue, because the girl that they cut off her arm, she now wants to go up against the big people, because the big people, which nobody should be arguing because they all in the pit together, but now they then created some type of gang war shit that's in there over this food. And so her task, somehow, again, there's kids in the pit. Anyway, long story short, this is the thing. The cycle continues. Whether it looks different or whether it's it's packaged differently into this, it's the same exact thing. And sooner or later, people have to recognize the pattern in order to stop it. And so what it seems to be is this: the powers that be continue to package it differently, and they'll put this society over here in same exact thing. They'll put these people above and these people below to try to see how it is, going to play itself out. Mind you, if we continue to keep doing the same exact thing and not realizing that collectively we have to work together. Collectively, we have to work together, and we still have to do the right thing. So even in the midst of when the man is saying that we had godly people because that's what you said you were, but meanwhile you turned into a savage and you enslaved people, but yet the whole time you did it, you said you were a godly person. So where is the mental, where is the break between this moment and that moment? So on the cusp and on the brink of, this is where things change. Because even the people who are saying they're godly or they're this, or he said you ain't never lived in a Christian nation because, and I can play it for y'all again. He said you ain't never lived in a Christian nation because y'all did this. So how could it have ever been a Christian nation if y'all were killed, still, and destroyed? So that means the awareness is starting to come into people's brains that you can't say this just because you say it don't make it true. Just because you can say that you're godly, your behavior is showing that you ain't never been godly. You still are trying to enslave people. You're still trying to treat people as less than. You're still trying to create a hierarchy of the haves and the have-nots. And it don't make it right. Anyway, so here we are. We got 723. 7 is inner wisdom and spiritual awareness. So this is about intuition, reflection, trusting what you already feel deep down. It points to spiritual growth and learning through experience. Because history will repeat itself if in fact you don't become aware of it. If you don't acknowledge it. If you don't pay attention. And so they're giving us a moment of being able to see it for what it is. And this is what it is. I was talking to my aunt yesterday, and that's what she was saying. She said about the voting thing, right? And my aunt is a strong believer in the system, right? But I keep explaining to her that the system ain't no good. The system has already failed us. How can we have a system that we seem to think if we vote this, that, and the third, but we don't have representation? Nobody represents us. Even the people that come to say, okay, the Black Caucus and the this and the that and the third, like, no, they literally is like a person that's on level 25. You got the level 25, and now you are happy because you're at level 25, and now you treat the people below like, you're supposed to be helping this and the third, but you ain't really doing shit. And then people will say, okay, well, they did this, this, and this, but what have they really fucking done? What is anybody doing right now? And then the fact of the matter is if you vote this side or you vote this side, all sides saw kids getting molested. All sides saw women getting their rights being taken. All sides saw black people being treated, mishandled, and everything else. All sides saw that. All sides actively did nothing. So we're not going to say this side is better than this side. We're going to say that the whole entire thing sucks. A judge handing down a person 25 years to life for a crime that, is minimal, and then giving another person 6 months of probation because of their skin color shows that the system is flawed. The system ain't no good. And the only way that it's going to work is when everybody starts to realize the system ain't no good and we actively decide that it needs to be rebuilt in a different form or fashion. Even with that being said, I was telling her, I said, it's kind of crazy because I watched the video, and it's a lot of videos being made of the end of days, because what they want to do is create a scenario where the world comes to an end so they can create the same fuck ass system that they did before. So it's a plague, it's a zombie apocalypse, it's something that happens that destroys the earth, and they want to preserve themselves so they can do some more funky ass shit. And then it's like the flood. Everything got washed away, and this is how we create the system back. Fuck no. Anyway, long story short, even watching that, what ended up happening was the Navy was tasked with going to find the cure for this situation. The Navy guy was a real honorable dude. Like, this dude was that nigga, right? White guy. Anyway, so what ends up happening is that some of the people that had enlisted, because the whatever that was that happened and the people died, they call it something, the something plague took all the people out. Some of the people that were on the ship ended up being out of their assignment. Like, their assignment had came to an end, but they were still on the ship because it was a whole plaguing thing that happened. Anyway, so once they started realizing that the captain, the lieutenant, wasn't telling them the truth about what was happening, and that they were actively the ship that was tasked with finding a cure, and so the actual disease was on the ship, he ended up telling them the truth, because he ended up finding out like 16 of them wanted to deploy, get off the ship, because of the fact that, you know, what the hell they was doing wasn't the right thing. He found that out. He tells the truth. He shows them what's happening and what's going on. The next day, they all decided that they wanted to re-enlist. Mind you, they didn't have to, because the world had came to a fucking end. The government didn't exist. None of that. But they didn't know a lot of stuff that was happening. Literally, I'm sitting here, and when they said they wanted to re-enlist, they bring them in the flag, and then they start reciting whatever it is, their enlistment to, they swear allegiance to the Constitution. And that shit almost made me cry. Because it is an honorable thing to be a part of something that is right when it's right. But then it made me just think about all the fuck shit that they got going on right now, when the Constitution is being thrown out the window or being played with left and right, or when the fact that people are in control or not telling the truth about what they did on the property or on this land. You want to create rules against the very people who own the land from the beginning. It's like somebody coming to y'all right now. It's all of y'all in here, 25 of y'all in here. All of y'all own something, right? It might be more, because I could only see 25. But it's 25 of y'all in here. All of y'all own land. All of y'all own property, right? And then all of a sudden, I show up on y'all land. I show up at your house. And I come in there, and I start eating your food. I literally start putting on your clothes. I literally start just doing whatever the fuck I want to do, putting my feet on your couch and this, that, and the third, all y'all good stuff. And I start just taking whatever the fuck I want to take. And then I start inviting my friends over. None of y'all would like that. All of y'all would feel like y'all have been wronged. But somehow, and I don't know what color all of y'all are in here, but somehow y'all would figure out a way to say, that is an injustice. But y'all don't see the same thing when it comes to the land of the United States being taken from indigenous people. Somehow they're talking about make America great again. But when has America been great since they've been here? Y'all came, y'all stole, and now you want to be in control of people and treat people less than. Don't got nothing to do with nothing other than your hatred of somebody, a civilization that was already here. Y'all told 1,010 lies. Y'all continue to tell the same lies over and over again. Y'all want us to celebrate with y'all when y'all are still telling lies. So everybody would find fault in it if you went to their house. Even the Meemaw and the Pawpaws, everybody that, you know, is on that side, y'all would find a falsehood in it. Y'all would find some type of victimization in it if it happened to you. The same way y'all try to gaslight and say, oh, the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Goldilocks was the victim. Goldilocks broke and entered. She did a B&E. Goldilocks stole people food. Goldilocks also, what is it called? She trespassed. Then she did when you tear people's house, people's stuff, what's that called? So she committed at least 5 different crimes, but mind you, they made her the victim. And this is exactly how a lot of things happen right now. But mind you, we're not even discussing that. We're just talking about the pattern that is meant for you to be able to see what goes on, how it happened, how do we change it. So we got 2, balance and alignment. This number speaks to relationships, vandalism, vandalism, loitering, hanging around a bit. She done went to sleep in these niggas' house. She done committed so many infractions, and then she want to act like it's their fault because they showed up at their house. Like, stop fucking playing. These are the stories that they push in order for them to continue to keep this shit alive and people not paying attention. So the pastor was right. It ain't never been a Christian nation. It's never gonna be a Christian nation because y'all do shit and try to call it high behind Christian, but meanwhile, you doing the most ungodliest shit. Y'all still out here trying to hurt a race of people that don't even want nothing to do with y'all. But we're the wrong ones. Anyway, 3 is expression and expansion. So this represents creativity, communication, and forward movement. It often signals growth and opportunities and things starting up to open up. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which turns into 3. All right. So numerology number 3. All right, so this is another good thing right here. So I'm gonna tell you what it says. Combined number, what it's asking you to do. So combined number of 732. When putting 732 together, it's often interpreted as you're being guided in the right direction, even if you can't see the full path yet. So know that whatever you're dealing with, you're being guided in the right direction, even if you can't see the full path yet. Stay balanced while things are changing. Stay balanced while things are changing. Trust your intuition over confusion or outside noise. Trust your intuition. I said that. It's important. Because somebody's going to say, I wouldn't do that. If it were me, it would da-da-da-da-da. Nobody gives a fuck. It ain't got nothing to do with, they got to walk their path in their journey, and you got to walk your path in your journey. Okay? So follow your intuition. Don't trust nobody else's intuition over your intuition, okay? Because some shit's happening. Your growth is unfolding in layers, not all at once. Period, point blank. What you've been working on, internally or externally, is starting to align. I love that for us. Anyway, so what's it asking us to do? Stop second guessing what we already know inside. There is a pattern that you are seeing. There is a pattern that you are breaking. Generational curses, pattern. Societal patterns. I just told y'all about a whole movie that's on fucking Netflix about the platform, and it's talking about the hierarchy and the way life is. People at the top eating and the people at the bottom are starving. And it's giving you a prime example in real time with the people, with the food, with the everything, as to the example in the world, and then how people will respond when, if you starving enough, you might not eat a nigga. But if you starving enough, you could potentially eat a nigga. Which way is right and which way is wrong? I don't know. Either way, people do shit when, you know, you have no other choice. And that's another thing. When you have different choices or different options, if this is the only option that you got, you may do some shit that you would never do before. Who knows? Somebody on the top ain't gonna, you know, want to go dig in the trash can and eat nothing secondhand off of nobody. The guy that was on the show didn't even want to eat after, you know, all the people that was up there. Somebody already touched this. But enough days in the pit, guess what he was doing? Fucking that food up. Stay patient with timing. Whether or not somebody spit on it or anything else, they was gonna eat it. And it may be disgusting to you right now, but just think when that's all somebody has. And all you hear is somebody saying, that's your own fault, because accountability, it's so many people that done lost their jobs, this, that, and the third. It's their own fault. No, it's the government's fault. It's society's fault. This is the way it's set up. It's a whole nigga sitting with $1 trillion that's robbing us fucking blind. Everybody knows the nigga is stealing. But nobody's doing nothing. But they'll talk to the people that don't have nothing. Oh, it's your fault that you don't have nothing. No, it's them niggas' fault. Point blank period. Because ain't no fucking way that a nigga should be having $1 trillion, billion, this, that, and the third, and then they ain't did nothing about hunger. They ain't did nothing about fucking your safety for you to be nowhere. They're setting the system up for it to be that way. So nobody should be saying, oh, well, nobody's fault, this, that, and the third, while a nigga sitting out here with trillions and billions of dollars. Nobody should be saying that. It's the same exact thing as being in the fucking pit and you on level 78, and because you're on level 78 and somebody is, on a higher level or lower level than you, you treating somebody's food, because I told you when they was at level 30 something, the nigga pissed, and then what he said was, don't talk to the people that are above you. The people that was above them, I literally shit on a nigga. And that's the way a lot of people even feel right now. It's people that will have, and they will shit on a nigga to show that I'm better than you. Meanwhile, it's not that you better than nobody. It's just you're in a better position. But that position can be somebody else's in about a month or two, or the next day, tomorrow. Situations change, just like that. Today you could be up, tomorrow you could be down. And it also goes to show like morals and values too, because it's another thing. Being a good person, you're going to be a good person at the top and at the bottom. Being a fuck ass nigga, you're going to be a fuck ass nigga at the top and at the bottom. So do with that information what you will. Some people just are not good fucking people regardless of the fact. Stay patient with timing. Things are aligning behind the scenes. Keep expressing yourself and moving forward even if it feels slow. Don't abandon your path just because it's not fully visible yet. Because there's some stuff happening and, going on. We got 723 is often seen as a reassurance number. You're being supported. Keep going. The pieces are coming together. So a person could wake up and they could be upset about they don't have this, they don't have that. But there's somebody else that has less than you. There's somebody else that's on a lower level than you. There's somebody else that, you upset that you can't afford to pay for something, your house, this, that, and the third, but somebody woke up outside. You're upset that your tent is, got holes in it, but somebody don't have a tent. Like, it can get worse, just like it can get better. So, even in this place, even in this moment, even in this time, because, it's something that I even say for myself, like, even with the situation that I'm in, it could get worse, but I'm praying that it gets better. Somebody is, I'm complaining about being able to pay for a mortgage and a car. Meanwhile, somebody don't have that. You see what I'm saying? So depending upon, we could be complaining about something that's not really important. Because you also can be complaining about something right now, and in, an hour or two, somebody can change your whole entire situation. That letter, that mail, that whatever it is that is necessary and needed can come through and change your life right now. Good morning, your dream girl. Hi, love you. Thank you for being here. I love your name. Facts. Our side of the shift is the getting better side. And period. And so we trust in that and we believe in that. And honestly, everybody's side of the shift is getting better. Even the ones that woke up and they didn't have a tent or a house or anything else, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Love you and thank you for being here. Amen, period. So affirmation for 723 is I trust my inner guidance. I am supported in my growth. Everything is aligning for my highest good, even when I cannot see it yet. Okay? So numerology, because all those things equal up to 3, right? So in numerology, the number 3 is one of the most expressive, creative, and uplifting numbers. It carries the energy of communication, joy, expansion, and self-expression. So the core meaning of 3, the number 3 is often seen as a vibration of creativity and imagination, communication and expression, joy, humor, and lightness, growth and expansion, social connection, and inspiration. It's the energy of create, speak, share, and shine. While my birthday is 3/3 and period. And mind you, I told you, I was just telling them that on the pit it was 333 floors. Mind you, the cycle that's happening right now is for us to be aware of it, see it, and change something. We have to change something. You choose what you wish to change. So history will repeat itself only if. It's the same exact thing where insanity is seeing and doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You have to do something else. We have to do something different. even if it's something small. We have to change something. It's 9:33 right here too. So right now we got spiritual number 3 is connecting you to alignment between mind, body, and spirit, divine support and guidance in your creative path, encouragement to express your truth without fear, a reminder that your voice and ideas matter because it's important. Everybody's important. The collective is important. I just told y'all about the platform. When the collective works together and everybody can eat, then it is like a symbiotic relationship is what I think I heard what they said, but you know, we'll have to look at that. But somebody always wants to feel like they're better in a simulation. A reminder that your voice and ideas matter. Many traditions associate 3 with divine creativity and manifestation through expression. So the number 3 means that you're being called to express yourself more openly, because you may be the thing that's necessary and needed to change something. So stop being afraid. Stop holding back. Stop dimming your light. Your creativity is meant to be shared, not hidden. It was important. It was given to you for a reason. It collectively goes with something else that is a part of the simulation that is necessary and needed. Opportunities may come through communication, speaking, writing, content, and teaching. For those of you that say, I don't know how to, you do. It's the same thing that you normally do when it's just you one-on-one with somebody else. Get online, do it. Guess what? You get experience. The more you do it, the less uncomfortable you will be. Do it. Lightening your energy and mindset will help things flow easier. Mind you, last night I was listening to something as I was asleep. It was me, but then I started to notice something, like, I don't know, something in whatever happened, but then all the cameras shut off. The cameras shut off on their own. I didn't turn them off. The sleep stream was important. The sleep stream was important because the sleep stream was important. It was necessary. So if you wasn't here, I did a sleep stream last night, YouTube, Facebook, and I'm always on Twitch anyway doing sleep streams. So that's nothing new for them. But also in the process, it made me realize something else that I was going to do. So I used to have a boutique, right? Tila Bell Boutique. It was something that I love doing and this, that, and the third. But anyway, last night's sleep stream reminded me because I have pajamas on the way. So y'all look out for that, okay? Because we're going to have pajamas. All right, let me see. What is this? What's happening right here? Pop it up, pop it up. Let me see what you're doing. Possible Rishi, hi. Welcome. Thank you for being here. How you doing? Y'all, it's somebody else on the other platform that I had to go see because I seen them. They was talking, but, you know. All right, so back over here. So shadow side of 3, because, you know, we talk about things that could potentially happen and everything else. We know that all the good things are happening because it's strange. It's good weird. You know what I'm saying? So you're entering a more social, expressive, and visible phase. So just also know that. Don't dim your light. You got this. So when unbalanced, 3 can show up as scattered energy. Overthinking how others perceive you. We don't care. Okay? It's important for you not to care. Just do the job. They killed Jesus. So guess what? Okay? They talked about Jesus. You're not going to be off the table. It don't matter. People going to talk about you because it's something that they can't do. If they could do it, they wouldn't be talking about you. They would be minding their own fucking business. So you have to get the other side of that. There's 2 sides to every story. They want to condemn you for doing it, but they not going to help you, and they can't do it. Because if they could do it, they would be doing it and shutting the fuck up, okay? Avoiding deeper emotions by staying at surface level. We're going to have to jump right into this, all right? Lack of focus or inconsistency. So the lesson is to stay creative, but also stay grounded. Get out into some sun. Get out into some sun. Mind you, I was listening to a guy yesterday, and he literally named so many different things that are a fucking vitamin D3 deficiency. This shit was crazy. Like, if y'all go look up a vitamin D3 deficiency, y'all are probably going to be shocked. Even lack of sleep. Like, it was so many things. Like, the sun is a cure. The sun, S-U-N. Get involved. 3 sides to every story. Your story, their story, and period. All right, so then we got lack of focus or inconsistency, but also, more sides to the story, because I already told y'all 5 plus 5 is 10, 9 plus 1 is 10, 8 plus 2 is 10, 7 plus 3 is 10. So many multiple things can be true at the same time. Know that. So the lesson is to stay creative but grounded. Express yourself. Your voice is meant to be heard, and your creativity is meant to be shared. So affirmation and period. I express myself with confidence and joy. My creativity flows freely, and I share my truth with ease and authenticity. So, mind you, we just touched the surface because we ended up being redirected because of the numbers. So, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 9, 9, 28, 9, 2, 8, 2, 0, 25. All right, so 9, 28, 2025. All right, so we got 9 is completion, endings, and wisdom. 2 is balance, alignment, and partnerships. We got 8, power, abundance, cycles of cause and effect. So be mindful of that. 2025. 2025 equals 9. Completion, transformation, and closing a chapter. So it's 9289 is the deal. So we got 9 is endings and completion. So this combination is often interpreted as a major transition. So major transitions, major movement happening, okay? And we already discussed that because we're noticing the cycles. We know that something is happening. That is the beginning of a chapter or closing out of a cycle. And even in both cases, it's the same thing happening at the same time. Because when you end something is also when you start something else. So you could potentially be feeling that. A cycle is wrapping up that can be emotional, mental, or life direction related. It's about releasing what no longer fits, people, places, and things. And sometimes we're sad because we want to hold on to certain people, certain situations, certain connections. Not important. It's not important right now for you. So pay attention and use your discernment. Realignment. Choices around relationships, partnerships, and inner balance. You're being asked to choose alignment over confusion. You may want this, but does it align? Majestic Grace says, yup, I'm right there right now. Period. Does this align? You may want this. You may want this. But does it align with what you need and what you're doing? They said realignment. It's like when your car is out of alignment and you gotta go take it to the shop, and it's gonna cost you $232 to get your car realigned, but it's gonna run a whole lot smoother when it's in alignment. Do with that information what you will. A power shift. So this is the energy of karmic results. What you've been putting out is returning in some form. It can relate to money, confidence, or life direction. So, power shift. Remember, we just talked about, the people that are on the first level, they get to choose whatever they want to eat. Now, on, real good collective, voice and collective consciousness, a collective situation, they would only choose what they ask for. So if you ask for some escargot, you eat your escargot. If you ask for a pizza, you eat your pizza. If you ask for shrimp, only eat your shrimp. Because it starts with the top, right? So if you're on level 1 and you decide that I'm going to only eat what I asked for, and you take what you asked for and you go. And then it goes down to level 2. And level 2 only takes what they asked for. And level 3. And level 3 only takes what was theirs and what they asked for. And so on and so on and so on. It starts to flow. Everything starts to, create this. A connection, a partnership, a collective, shift and mindset. But if I set the tone, because this is the thing, if it starts at the head, because this is also what the dumbasses up there don't realize. If it starts at the head and I take more than what I'm supposed to, I'm leading by example. I'm creating, the line of you know, what is going to happen. It reminds me of when you said change your order. Yeah, you can change what you can change what you want right now. This is where you can say, okay, well, I want this. But remember that you're going to have that, because if you're going to lead by example, you're going to have to eat what you asked for. So be mindful of what you want to eat. Because if you start eating other people's stuff and you start doing this, that, or the third, it's going to fuck up the collective, you know, alignment. Mind you, you ain't even really worried about that. You need to worry about yourself in the process, but you're setting the example. So what type of leader do you want to be? We got a power shift happening here. So this is the energy of karmic results. What you've been putting out is returning in some form. So if you've been a good leader, you're going to get good things. If you've been a piss poor ass bitch, you're going to get piss poor ass shit. If you've been a manipulator, you're going to get manipulating ass shit. What you give is what you're going to get. What you gave is what's being given. All right? So do with that information what you will. Some people don't care. Just so y'all know. Some people do not give a fuck. They like living by the skin of their balls. And they just gonna get it how they live. It's the example of this. Yesterday I saw somebody and they said, don't forget who the fuck NDIRE is. And she said, whatever the song was, I'm not my hair, whatever she said, right? I love me some NDIRE. And then, or you can have, you know, spin that. Young Miami shit, right? So then a nigga said, why we can't have both? And somebody said, you can't serve two masters, right? And I told them, the comment that I made was, you'll see it differently when when somebody that you love is slain dead in the street. You'll see the difference. Like, people ain't oblivious to bullshit. People know when bullshit is being given. Like, people know when we know when we doing bullshit. We know when we consuming bullshit. We know when we spewing bullshit. We know when bullshit is bullshit. And again, I like Young Miami, but Young Miami 35 years old, or however the fuck she is. Young Miami got kids. Now, the thing is, when you are putting out energy into the universe and you don't give a fuck, all you worried about is, you know, I gotta get my money, and the people they told her to get a trucking license. She ain't like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Apparently there's something wrong with trucking license. I got a trucking license. So, you know, do with that information what you will. But they told her to go get a trucking license, and that just stuck with her. So she's happy that she has the #1 hit of the summer, regardless of whether or not the FBI using it, whether or not you selling your community down the river or whatever. However it is, all she know is, and I ain't judging, people do what the fuck they want. But don't ask when something happens to your people. Like, don't be crying when you set the tone for that shit. This is what you put out into the universe. So nobody want to hear nobody crying. It's like when the Dr. Umar said he giving out credentials, and he told them that you was a bunny hopping something, he said, right? And it just reminded me when he said that, because at first, you know, Dr. Umar, I don't know if he black or whatever, but I think he Pan-African or something of that nature. So, you know, that's also questionable to me too, because again, first we got to deal with our people, and then you deal with your own fucking people. You know what I mean? And then we deal with the group of people, because first prosperity begins at home. So I don't know if he is black or if he, you know, other type of black or whatever the fuck. All I know is that he ain't never lied, because when the man that said he would rather something, a dog, before he would, you know, deal with a black woman, mind you, his mama black, and then the same person that he was loving out here praising this, that, and the third, that bitch took that nigga out of the simulation, put his dick in the dirt. And then his family came, and his family was crying. His family said, you know, where's the black community at? Where's the camaraderie? Bitch, get somebody else to do it. Because this nigga said he would not fuck a black woman. His mama black. He got birthed out of a black pussy. And then this nigga said that black bitches was beneath him. And I be loving that for y'all. I be loving when all y'all be saying that y'all don't like black women. I love that. But when you pick that side, please stay the fuck over there. Cause I'll be happy for y'all. Like, I'm glad you found your people. Go. Niggas always want to degrade a black woman, and then guess what happened? Soon as, and it always fucking happens, it never fails. Like, God be making them niggas spin that block. Spin that block quick. Cause them bitches will do what them bitches normally do. And then they be back over there to the other side. Oh, my black queen. Nope. 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 Nigga, we heard what the fuck you said. Please stay over there with your people. Nigga. Please. Cause all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And mind you, guess what? We like the white people that come and they just know, you know, because again, y'all still a nigga, because guess what? Less melanated. That's what I be saying. Like, y'all still come from us. So to me, y'all all family. It be the ones that be starting. When you start that shit, then yeah, you pick your side. You want to be over there. But if you know, you already know, you know, you can come with us. We like that. Because we ain't got a racist nothing. But when you want to pick that side and you want to be that, stay the fuck over there. Because we likes everybody that likes to fuck us. But don't be no wishy-washy ass one either. Like you on the fence and when it works for you and convenient. No. Because we rather just let them have you. Because sooner or later, you're going to try to sell somebody down the river and we don't like that. That man is a joke and loves white women. Oh, he did. Until one took him right on out of the simulation. Number one rule of Earth School, don't die. She put his dick in the dirt. She put him in a casket. And then his family said, oh, where's the black community? Bitch, we don't know. Shit. He didn't choose us. Nigga, we gonna fight for who fight for us. So, yeah, y'all keep him. Alright? Don't be trying to, you know, what I say? Don't be trying to reverse psychology us and the fucking trying to help your bitch ass. No. You're not one of us, sir. And one of us is anybody that knows that they us. Shit, I like the little boy, the little one that said, he said he was supposed to be black. His mom said, even kids be having me, like, it be the funniest thing. Because it be reincarnation for me. And then the little boy said he know he was supposed to be black. Had me cracking up. Well, he know where it was meant to be. That would be like me. I said every time. I don't give a fuck. Every time. Black. Every time. I don't care who mad. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who comes against. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Nobody's ever not going to convince me that my skin is not my superpower. And everybody can be proud of what they proud of. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you shouldn't be proud of what you're proud of. But when you use it as a, you know, a type of weapon to where you want to try to belittle somebody else. Like, I ain't belittling you for being that. You're beautiful in the skin that you're in. That's the skin you want to be in. This is the skin that I want to be in. Why I got to be tormented? Why you got to try to do whatever it is you're trying to do to me? Because I like the skin that I'm in. And I ain't out here trying to do no ill shit, hang nobody from no trees, do none of that. I'm not trying to do none of that. Why are you trying to do that to me? Please don't do that. Mike said that was hell. It was. But, you know, he knew he wasn't supposed to be in that skin. That boy said, hello, when I left here, I was this color. Now I'm this color. He don't like that shit. Anyway, 2025 is the number 9. It's universal completion tone. Mind you, all these numbers break down 3, 3, and 3. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, the whole year vibration reinforces closure, awakening, leveling up after lessons learned. 9/28/2025 is symbolically seen as a chapter ending, so a stronger one can begin. A karmic balancing moment. What you've ignored becomes clear. A call to step into personal power with more awareness. A reminder that nothing is being lost. Nothing is being lost. Only completed or upgraded. A turning point where old cycles stop repeating if you choose differently. Choose differently. Even if it's the slightest change in the simulation, it has to be done in order to change it. Now, unless you want to be, you know, what I just said, the insane, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Like, it's the same shit. We have to change something. We have to do something different. The pastor did something different. So a chapter ending so a stronger one can begin. A karmic balancing moment. What you've ignored becomes clear. A call to step into personal power with more awareness. A reminder that nothing is being lost, only completed or upgraded. A turning point where old cycles stop repeating if you choose differently. So what the energy is asking you to do, release what you've outgrown. Y'all, get rid of them clothes and things of that nature. Ain't no point in you saving them. Get rid of shit that you're not using. Get rid of it. Don't take it into your next cycle. It can be as simple as that. Starting different. Get rid of it. Throw it away. Donate it. Do something different. Move away from whatever it is that you need to be moving away from that you already been told to, leave behind. Don't bring that shit. Don't bring that. Stop repeating emotional or mental cycles that drain you. If you always crying over something, stop fucking crying. Man up. If you ain't never crying over something, cry. And let it go. Release the floodgates. I just had this thought. Yeah, release that. Make decisions from clarity, not from fear or habit. Because some people be like, I can't cry. I'm a man. I can't cry. Nigga, cry. Let it out. Today's the day. Bitch, I got tears. Fuck it. 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. Let it go. Bitches be out here thinking that you just hard for no reason. Cry on her ass. You gonna get this today, okay? Because I've been holding this shit in for fucking forever. Mind you, that was the other thing. Because for a hot second, when I was going through, I couldn't give a person my tears. Bitch, what the fuck I look like? And then all of a sudden, I turned into a crying ass bitch. But I wasn't going to give them no tears. So that's another thing. People be expecting, they want to see you cry. And if that's what you're used to doing, cut it out. Bitch, man the fuck up. Whatever you been doing. Hey, Aaron, I love you. I was trying to tell you that last night. Then I fell asleep. You doing okay? I love you and thank you for being here. I was happy. I didn't realize that was you last night until I went back and then I was like, oh, that's Aaron. So I'm glad you're here. So pay attention to what feels like final lessons. This is a final lesson. We're going into something different because we don't want to be fucking insane. We don't want to keep repeating the same shit over and over again. I got it on record, y'all. Just how much. Yesterday I talked to y'all about fucking cycles and I'm going to play this again so y'all can hear it. But literally same shit. And then I said it yesterday. Good, hi, welcome, thank you for being here. They said they're new. Make sure you hit the like button, please, and subscribe. And thank you for being here. Make decisions from clarity, not out of fear or old habits. Pay attention to what feels like final lessons. We're in final lessons. Mind you, starting something new. Prepare for a new direction, even if it feels unfamiliar. It's going to be okay. Mind you, I got this song, excuse me. It's a beautiful day. Hey, it's going to be okay. Prepare for the new direction, even if it feels unfamiliar. I subscribed and like. Behavior Finance, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the chat. So also prepare for the new direction, even if it feels familiar. I said that, but I said it 3 times. Prepare for it, okay? Even if it feels unfamiliar, do it anyway. It's something different than you've been doing. You've been holding yourself back. You've been trying to, play this when you need to be this. Step out. I'm coming out. Coming, I want the world to know. Got to let it show. Like, come the fuck out. Come on. So this morning we have our live talks about whatever the title is. This energy is about closing or closure leading to elevation. Let it go. Been going through so much chaos. So you took it as a bad thing, right? Y'all, sometimes we have to get that out of our mind. We think chaos is organized chaos. We be thinking that just shit's out of control. Meanwhile, there's a message, a madness to the message, a madness to the method, or method to the madness. Take it how it resonates. Anyway, the energy is about closure leading to elevation. Something ends, so something more aligned begins. Something ends, so something more aligned begins. All right, so I got affirmation for 9/28/25. I release what is complete in my life. I trust the endings, embrace the balance, and step into the next level with clarity, strength, and alignment. So what does this equal up to? 9/28/25. I need the final number to everything, right? Paste. All right. 9/28/2025 equals 9282025 equals 28, which is 10. Mind you, the same exact thing, an ending and a beginning. So it turns into one. Number one represents new beginnings, independence, leadership, fresh starts, taking initiative, a reset, in a new direction. All the numbers equal up to the same exact thing. Now, how about that? I really needed to hear that, and God led me to your live. Amen, and thank you for being here. So, y'all, the message equals up to the number. The number equals up to the message. I couldn't have done that. Mind you, I got the message, I got the numbers from here. Mind you, we did it yesterday. I normally go live, just so y'all know, the people that are new, I normally go live Monday through Friday at 8:15 in the morning. And whatever the message is, the title's always right. So know that. We can talk about anything, but the title's always right. Yesterday I went live because I noticed a pattern. I'm good at, noticing patterns that happen with me, right? In cycles and things of that nature. And I noticed that there's a pattern that kept playing itself out. So for me, and I'm going to tell y'all about me. So for me, it has something to do with finances, financial, right? I would get distracted. So the thing that I'm doing is slow and steady, like the turtle. Slow and steady wins the race. But because I have a mortgage, because I have a car payment, because I have stuff that I want to be able to do, and my GoFundMe, all that stuff ain't working the way it should work, right? But I come here every day, do the message. So what I noticed is that when stuff that would be make faster money, like I did Uber, I did, the delivery, the platforms, that would make faster money. But every time I went to do that, it would either distract from this, take away from this, or I was extra tired trying to do everything at the same time. So it would take away from this. I would get in a car accident or something. Something would happen, mind you, no fault of my own. No fault of my own. And the weirdest shit, it would happen in the weirdest way, which I always got redirected right back to here. So even in the process, I was doing like sales and this, that, and the third. My TikTok shop, my this, that, and the third. Are you full-time content creator? Yes, sir. And so that's the thing. Behavior finance, yes. So the thing is that I noticed that every time, because I got to pay for this. I've been in my house for 11 years now. And so you got to pay the bills. You got to be able to pay the bills. And again, content not doing what it need to do. The platforms are doing what they need to do. There was adjustments on TikTok. Whatever happens behind the scenes, whatever the algorithm is doing, I can't control that. So what I noticed is that something was happening. Anyway, long story short, I was getting ready to do it again. It's things where it would take away from my attention, or it would send somebody in to distract, or this would happen, or this would happen. But I kept being led back to the same exact thing. So then I started to notice a pattern. So I started cutting off the people, because first it would be people that would come in and I would be, talking to them or be hanging out with them, or, on the phone or whatever. Not nowhere near, because I don't go near anybody. But it would be some type of distraction that would be sent in that would take me off of that pathway and doing something different, right? A distraction. Cut that out. Then I noticed something else was happening. Cut that out. So I kept noticing the thing, but except for the other part. The thing that I didn't pay attention to was I would be this close to jumping over that threshold. The reason why I noticed it this time is because all of a sudden there was more people showing up here. Like, my platform has been doing a thing. Now at first it was only like the same 10 people, was this, that, and the third. The other day I noticed that there was 100 and something people in here. Mind you, yesterday when I got off of here, it was 800 and something people that had came through. So what I noticed was then all of a sudden, when that happened, then I felt like all of a sudden I got real wishy-washy, and then I felt like I needed to have a break, because what I normally do is take a break. When the kids are out of school, I normally would take a break. I would take this time to do whatever. This time I got told, you don't need that. Don't do that. Continue to keep pushing forward. Don't stop now. Keep going. Now, Also, I'm a runner. I'm a hider. She's a runner. She's a track star. Seeing that many people or having that many people all eyes on you. Want to be a content creator to where it does a good thing, but do you want to be a live IRL content creator? Because that's a different thing. That's literally people all day in your face, you talking back and forth. But mind you, yesterday reminded me of something. Before, when the internet came up, right? I was a person that would want to do webcam stuff. So if I had a person that could have done, all the webcam stuff at the house, I wanted to do that. Webcam was the very first streaming. Because remember, they would do live webcam. That was actually streaming. And then the kids changed it to it's streaming and it's this form of streaming, right? So then yesterday I was sitting here and I'm thinking, like, you already been wanting to do this. So streaming for me wasn't new. I literally remember talking to somebody many, many years ago before streaming was even a thing about doing live webcam in the house. Now, that was a different thing. It was more like fetish stuff or something different is how they had it framed. Because the only people that was doing webcam was on like Pornhub and shit like that. And although I didn't want to do like the Pornhub, but I would have wanted to do like the cameras around the house and somebody being able to see what you did at your house or whatever you were doing, they would be able to log in and this, that, and a third. But because that wasn't a big sales marketer, that wasn't a this, that, and a third. It's almost like my streaming, my sleep streams. People will talk shit. Why is she doing sleep streams? Somebody called my son this, that, and a third about a sleep stream. Meanwhile, I pay these bills. I'm the only person that's here, right? So I gotta pay the bills. I gotta do the thing that needs to be done. So last night, as I'm doing the sleep stream, and this was where one of the things was going to, literally listening to this again, and then it hit me. You doing sleep streams? Why don't you add night clothes to your thing? Because you know what people need always night clothes. So I can advertise night clothes, and now I'm about to do a thing of night clothes, a line of night clothes, because it also ties into my boutique thing. So now it's just me realizing the things that I've always wanted to do, and it may seem unnatural to somebody, but even when I wanted to do the webcam live thing, it was unnatural to people. People would have talked about it. Oh, she da 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 da. Meanwhile, now people just stream their life, their full life all day long. Mind you, I wanted to do that before that was even a thing. I would have already done it. I pray for your success and those finances will get in order. Amen. I mean, period. As long as you have a system, Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps to financial freedom works, and it's free on the website. And period. So literally, this is the thing, and this is what I'm saying to y'all. Stuff that people think may be unconventional and things of that nature. When other people start getting into it, all of a sudden it turns into a regular everyday thing, and now it's normal. So live webcam streaming would have been something that somebody would have talked about this, then, a third, especially depending upon how it was done. But now this is something that's being done on a daily basis, and it's natural. Everybody's doing it. So even like I said with the sleep streams, it's unnatural to somebody, but technically people be fucking sleep. Like, sleeping is a good thing. A good ass nap will get you through. And the funny part is people don't even realize how people really be wanting to watch sleep streams. Which platform you feel is the single best for monetization? All of them. All of them serve their own purpose. Like right now, I'm streaming on, I got the YouTube up. YouTube was the first one that I got monetized on. I'm on Facebook. I'm not monetized there yet. So if y'all want to go there and follow me, that would be great. I think I need like 10,000. But I'm monetized on Twitch also. But all of them. I would go on TikTok more, but since they did their thing, I do my my TikTok shop over there. And so I try to stay off live a little bit over there, because until they fix their platform, their AI is messing up a lot of stuff. And so I don't want my channel to get banned over there because of a live, because of their fucking AI. So they got to get, once it switched to the Americans, it needed to be changed. Oh yeah, I did see your sleep lives last night. I was strolling and I was like, who is this? Me. Me, you will see more. And I got some nice pajamas coming. So when y'all see that, it'll be a link attached, if I can, on which platforms, to the pajamas. Because I'm going to just start investing in pajamas, because I be liking pajamas. So investing in pajamas, and then if you see them and I'm sleeping them, and you can be able to click on them and get them. All right, so here we go, y'all. Oh, so leadership fresh starts, taking an initiative, and reset into a new direction. So the combination of 928 and number one, she said me, period. I popped in your sleep stream for a sec. And see what I'm saying? Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for supporting. And y'all will be seeing it on a regular basis because I'm going to get ready to add pajamas to it. So just know that if it's a pajama that I have on that you see in the sleep stream, you know my Amazon store is attached. You can damn sure get pajamas from the Amazon store as well. So just be mindful of that. Who the hell's that? I don't know them. Anyway, so this combination is often read as something ends 9, a power shift or lessons being settled is a 8, balance is tested a 2, and the ultimate leads to a new chapter. So that's the process that it fell in. Something ends, a power shift, and a lesson is settled. The balance is tested, and then the ultimate leads to a new chapter. So something in it and going into something new. I'm a man, so do you have pajamas for us? I can see if I can find the matching set to mine. So if I got that, if I can find the one to the ladies and then to the man. I mean, I don't have a man. I sleep by myself. So either way, I can surely, you see if I can find the matching one. So I'm going to do that. Because literally, I'm going to just start looking into pajamas and getting pajamas. Anyway, so the other thing is what ended clears the path for what begins. What ends clears the path for what begins. So that's the message to that. So I'm going to let y'all listen to this because this was here. And integrity. Thank you for being here with me. What you're hearing started as a real conversation between me and an AI writing assistant. These are my ideas, my feelings, and my truths. I'm just using technology to help me express them more clearly so you can understand me better. For me, this is part of living in alignment with universal law, being open, being transparent, and sharing the journey as it unfolds. Nothing I share here carries karmic attachment. It simply is my experience, my reflections, and what I feel called to offer right now. I saw something that made me really think, and it might actually have a bigger effect on the world than we realize. People have been creating content for years without putting a timestamp on it. And that might be fueling confusion, miscommunication, and even small lies. Because what's true at one moment might not be true later. But without context, everything feels like it's happening right now. For example, I've been seeing old COVID-related posts pop up on my timelines. Since I remember the timing, I don't treat them as if they're urgent alerts. But then I pause. COVID still exists in the world. And what if someone sees it without knowing the timing? Suddenly, old information can feel like a current warning. And remember, we're talking about loops and breaking patterns and habits. It makes me realize how easy it is for people to misinterpret content when there's no context. A post that was helpful or accurate years ago can feel alarming or misleading today. It also highlights how much we rely on algorithms to decide what's important without giving us the full picture. One post can be recycled over and over, resurfacing in feeds like it's brand new, and people can react to it as if it's happening right now. That alone can change perception, create fear, or even influence decisions. And some things are intentional, so we have to be mindful. What we're seeing and what cycles, what things are being put into our I want to say simulation, but our system. And so this is only important based off the fact that yesterday I noticed the cycle, and then this was talking about the cycle. All because of missing timestamps or context. It's a small detail, but it shapes how we see. And I said this before, and this is also another reason why it's important. Because it would give deja vu, like something that's already happened before. The message already happened before, but meanwhile, you're thinking it didn't, but it did. Because that's what deja vu is. Something that you think happened, but it didn't happen. But this did happen, and it's happening again. It's in rotation. Why is the system doing that? And how do we break free of it? Reality. And beyond just COVID,
Delaware.
this applies to everything we consume online. Advice, news, trends, opinions, even our own memories recorded on video. Without context, patterns can look like facts, past experiences can feel like present events, and repeated behaviors can feel inevitable instead of conscious choices. The loop of content, old or new, starts to guide our thoughts and actions in subtle ways, and we don't even realize it. Awareness of time, context, and perspective might be one of the only ways to truly see clearly in a world that constantly recycles its own information.
I just wanted to know that I'm gonna respond to y'all. I'm gonna just come in the chat and write to y'all, because when y'all coming in and asking questions, so I don't gotta keep turning this off and it can just play. I'm gonna just be typing to y'all in the chat, okay?
You're actually noticing something really important here. It's about context drift, and it's bigger than just old videos or post resurfacing. When information or content is stripped of its time marker or context, it becomes floating. It's no longer anchored to the moment it was created, so it can resurface later and feel current even when it's outdated. That's one of the biggest reasons misinformation, misunderstanding, and confusion spread so easily online. Your COVID example is perfect. An old warning video or alert can pop up in 2025 with no date attached. And if someone doesn't realize it's from 2020, they may treat it as if it's brand new information, reacting with fear or urgency to something that was only relevant years ago. But this isn't limited to public content. It happens with your own life recordings too. Without timestamps or framing, this filmed in 2021 versus this is happening now, your videos become a sort of time loop. They aren't anchored in the present. So even you can feel like you're living the same situation repeatedly until you watch the footage and realize it's a repeat. It's almost like your own memory is echoing back to you through media. Here's what's happening in more detail. Memory plus media. The human brain treats visual and auditory content as present, unless it's clearly labeled. Old clips can feel immediate, even if they're years old. Timeless algorithms. Social media platforms don't care about chronological order. They resurface content based off engagement, not timing. This means old posts can trend again as if they're brand new, giving them a second life that confuses perception. Perception loops. Watching yourself repeat the same actions or situations on video can make life feel stagnant or repetitive. The loop is both external, the content, and internal, your memory and awareness.
So the first thing, the other part to this, and I typed it in the chat, but the moment you notice the pattern, you no longer have to keep repeating it. So once you see it, you can change it. You don't have to continue to saying yes when you mean no. Because if you keep doing the same exact thing, it's going to keep doing the same exact thing. So you don't have to keep chasing approval from what people, the people that never intended to give it to you. The things of that nature, you don't have to continue being in a place where you don't want to be at. You don't have to continue to keep working at the same place you was working at. You don't have to continue to keep repeating. The moment you notice the pattern, you no longer have to keep repeating it. So whatever it is, notice it. Don't do it.
What can you do to counter it personally? Label your content, add dates, context, or captions like throwback to 2021 or filmed during COVID lockdown. This anchors the content in time and protects both you and your audience from misinterpretation. Check the dates before reacting. Don't assume resurfacing content is current. Pause, reflect, and place it in the proper time frame before responding. Reflect on patterns. Use these loops as mirrors. Noticing repeated behaviors or situations can help you understand yourself better and even break cycles you didn't even realize you were in. In a way, context drift isn't just about old content, it's about awareness. It shows just how easily reality can be distorted without temporal markers, and how much our understanding of our present depends on the context we give the past. Anchoring ourselves in time, both in the media we consume and the life we live, might be one of the clearest ways to see reality more accurately. I've noticed also that I've been doing the exact same stuff that I did then now. And the only reason why I know is because it's on video and I can see that it's on repeat. So my question is, how do I get out of the loop? And do I even want to get out of the loop? Meaning, now that I know and I can see the loop, I could try to make it better, or I can work to try to end the loop, but what does that look like?
And that was a scary moment right there, because that's a real question. Like, okay, I know this happens if I do this, but do I really want to get out of the loop? That's what people ask when it pertains to people. Like, today I did something different. Normally I'm just an eyeliner and lip gloss type of girl. I got a new little thing and it did a little blush, you know, whatever. I got a new little gel thing. Don't matter about basic ass shit like that. But the point of it is I did something different today. And whatever it is that you do different is up to you.
The response. That's a deep question. And it sounds like you stumbled into something almost spiritual and psychological at the same time. Let's break it down. So one, what the loop actually is. On one level, it's life patterns repeating habits, choices, environments that bring the same results. On another level, it's digital echoes, your videos, posts, and memories replaying, making the repetition more visible than it might have been in past generations. On the deepest level, it can feel like a soul lesson cycle. You keep facing the same loop until something shifts inside of you. Do you want out or through? Breaking the loop means consciously doing something different. If you always react a certain way, you choose the opposite response. If you always return to the same place, you go somewhere new. That shock interrupts the cycle. Evolving the loop. Evolving the loop means staying in it but changing the quality. For example, if you keep doing the same routine, you layer in more intention, joy, or mastery. Then the loop doesn't feel stuck, it feels like growth. Witnessing the loop like you're doing now is already step one. Awareness takes the loop from unconsciousness to conscious. Period.
And I think evolving the loop also means enhancing the loop. So if it's something that you want to continue to keep doing, upgrade it, elevate it, add more of something to it. It's like when I said about the boutique. Y'all, I'm putting also stuff in here that goes along with it as I'm saying stuff to y'all. So I'll repeat it and read it, but literally I'm putting it in the chat.
What it looks like in practice. Out of the loop. You stop repeating old patterns. You try new spaces, new content styles, new routines. The timeline becomes unfamiliar, which signals growth. Transforming the loop. You stay in the rhythm, but you upgrade it. If you've always been recording yourself at the sink, maybe this time you narrate wisdom instead of just showing action.
It's funny because Majestic Grace, you typed it before I said it on here, and I told you always picking up something. She said, make it better. In fact, upgrade the loop. So again, sometimes recognizing the pattern isn't about destroying the pattern. Sometimes recognizing the pattern is about upgrading the pattern. But if it's something that you know is taken away, then, you know, and not evolving the loop, get rid of it.
Same loop, higher vibration.
Same loop, higher vibration. Mind you, I'm telling you about this because I'm doing it. I'm telling you about me. I'm doing it. So this is something that I recorded last year. But mind you, or September. It was September is the date. But mind you, same conversation. But mind you, it got better. It got elevated. But also it made me recognize where I was cutting myself short before, like stopping here when I should continue to keep going. So upgrading the loop.
Ending the loop. In the karmic sense, you get the lesson. So fully that life doesn't have to hand it back to you. That chapter closes and the next opens. Sometimes the loop is here to be ended. Sometimes it's here to be refined.
And this time it's here to be upgraded and moved past. So it's something that's closing out. I noticed that this is closing out. Something is closing out and it's starting and adding something else. But there are certain things that were a part of the loop that are going to continue to go along as well. And she said, yep, you said upgraded. I love our alignment. And period.
The key question you can ask yourself is, am I repeating this because I'm stuck or because I'm being given another chance to do it better? Maybe that's the real lesson here. Life will always echo, but it's up to us to decide whether we're trapped in the loop or evolving through it. Thank you for joining Broad-Minded with your girl, Tylishia LHarmon, a.k.a. Spirit Lightworker 1111. See you on the next episode.
And period. So this is on my Broad-Minded. This is on Spotify. So if you're looking for these episodes, they're over there, and it has a couple little stories that go along with it. So that's where that came from. So have you ever looked back on your life and realized that the moments that you thought were unrelated were actually connected? Because that's what I noticed. And what once felt like a coincidence, what once felt like bad luck, what once felt like good luck, what once felt like perfect timing, now begins to reveal a pattern. No matter what you thought about it, it starts to reveal the pattern. So the collective needs to understand that one of the greatest shifts you can experience and recognize, or is recognizing that life often makes more sense in hindsight. That's one of those things where you're like, I don't know why this happened. And then like 20 more steps down the road, you realize, oh, that's the reason why that happened. Or this is the reason for the ripple effect. Like somebody threw a rock over here and then it just rippled and then it took place. This is what happened. It was important for that thing to happen. Even if we don't understand it while it's happening in the midst. Even if it's hard and we're going through it at that moment in time. It was intended for it to happen the way that it happened. It was out of our control. And that's one of those things. We can control what we can control, and whatever else we cannot, we give it to God. And we know that God is in the midst of it, and it's going to work out the way that it's supposed to work out. Sometimes that's easier said than done. But if you trust God, trust God. When you pause long enough to reflect, you may begin to notice reoccurring themes, certain choices, relationships, habits, and opportunities that have shaped your path. I noticed it in a relationships. And I told y'all that I said, I'm going to stop doing it. God, I'm going to give it to you because I clearly don't know what the heck to do. So, yeah, I'm going to stop doing it because the relationships would seem like different people, but same fucking energy. So then I had to, take into accountability. It gotta be me. I must be attracting the same energy because these niggas don't look alike. They don't act alike, but they act alike. Then they, it starts to be a thing. Why the fuck are we getting the same exact results with different niggas? This one light skin, this one brown skin, this one tall, this one short, this one dumb, this one da 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 da. Same fucking result. Gotta be me. God, you do it, because I clearly don't know what to do. Anyway, certain choices, relationships, habits, or opportunities that have shaped your path. The pattern was always there. The pattern wasn't hidden because it was impossible to see. It was hidden because life moves fast. And this is why sometimes you have to slow down. This is why even during the times, I learned this a long time ago. When you stop moving fast, you get to see doors when they open. Like, a lot of people don't see the doors open because they're doing so much. But when you slow the fuck down in life, you start to notice the doors that are closing, the doors that are opening, the doors that should have been shut. Or the doors that should have been open and you just missed it. It's like one of the ladies when she said she was done with relationships. She didn't want to be in a relationship no more, right? And she quit relationships. But then what she also said was, God, please allow me to notice when the right thing comes along. And she said, even right behind her saying she didn't want to be in no relationship, God allowed her to notice when the right thing came along. She said, man of her dreams, the best thing ever. And, they still in a relationship. Everything could be going. She may change her tune at another point in time, but she said she was thankful that she noticed that this person had showed up. And I love that for her. Anyway, the pattern wasn't hidden because it was impossible to see. It was hidden because life moves fast. And sometimes we miss some shit. Anyway, play as fuck up. When you're constantly reacting to the next problem, chasing the next goal, or carrying yesterday's worries, it's easy to overlook the bigger picture. Like, this person belongs here, or I should be doing this, or we should be, having this experience, or da-da-da-da-da, whatever, so on and so forth. It's easier to overlook when it's other shit taking place. Then one day something clicks. You start to realize you've outgrown people you once depended upon. That happens a lot to, a lot of us. It's the thing where a lot of people, they explain it like this. You told God to be able to, that you wanted to see, the snakes in the grass, and then you started losing friends and family. Damn. Either way, you ask for the truth. You realize you've outgrown people and that you once depended upon. You realize you've been carrying beliefs that no longer fit who you've been becoming. You realize that every difficult season taught you something that you couldn't have learned any other way. Suddenly, what looks like random moments begin to fit together like pieces of the puzzle. It's like also the thing where I say it to people all the time. People will notice, like, if you gonna do some fuck shit, it's always people lined up to do some fuck shit with you. But then you start to realize, like, when you're wanting to do something, all of a sudden nobody's there. Can I get somebody to take me to school? All of a sudden ain't nobody got no cars around. You know, everybody got excuses, this, that, and third, when you're trying to elevate and upgrade your life. But when it's, you know, clubbing, drinking, smoking, fucking, any of that, somebody right there to be able to take you to do some fuck shit. And not to say that any of that's bad. It's just that when you're trying to elevate your life and you're trying to change, you'll notice that all the shit that, you know, you trying to stop from doing, people will show up quickly to help you do that. But it's a different story when it's something that's going to make you a better change. And then people start acting as if, oh, you trying to be better than other people. You're trying to act. First of all, I'm just trying to do what I need to do because my life felt like it was out of sorts. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. I'm not trying to act better than nobody else. I just don't like the way my life is going, and so I wish to change it. But they will talk bad about you because you're trying to be better than, you know, whatever it was that you were trying to be better than. Like, that's a problem. Anybody that loves you will want to see you do better, want to see a change for the better for you. Anyway, the greatest breakthrough isn't predicting the future. It's understanding yourself more clearly. When you recognize your own patterns, you gain the ability to make different choices. Yes, stop quitting before you're there. That's one of the things that I have to realize. Stop quitting before the breakthrough comes. All of a sudden, I want to take a break, and the breakthrough right here. I didn't listen wrong. The breakthrough is here, and I'm saying I want to take a break. No. Get in the field. It was a thing. It kept saying, the universe kept telling me, the lock in. Like, every fucking where I see, it's lock in. Lock the fuck in. Because the universe was telling me, lock the fuck in. Like, go harder. You're going to go harder once you see that you can do, that this is going to help you. You're going to go harder then because I know the universe knows me. So go harder now, even when it's not giving me the thing that I want. Go harder now. Because sometimes we think that, you know, just because it's not working, it's not going to work. But then as soon as you see, you know, oh, it's going to make you $5,000 if you do this, you'll speed up the process. You'll do more. So do that. So when you recognize your own patterns, you gain the ability to make different choices. You stop saying, you'll stop saying yes just to keep the peace. You'll stop chasing people who aren't meeting you halfway. You'll stop waiting for permission to pursue what matters most. Instead of living on autopilot, you begin living with intention. That shift can influence every area of your life. I literally said to y'all yesterday, 6 months. So if you with me, 6 months, let's lock in. And it's not about, you know, setting a goal for, you know, anybody outside of you. It's not about, you know, what it is. 6 months, let's lock in. Let's see what you can do in that 6 months. The algorithm wanted to give us a year. Let's do 6 months. Lock in, do that thing, and see how it changes your life. Because it's going to change your life. Mind you, you could have already started. You see what I'm saying? You could have already started. So you could be already 3 months in to the 6 months. Just because I'm saying it now don't mean, you know, it starts now. You already could be locked in and you was about to quit. So now give me 3 more months. So just 6 months and let's see what happens. And then whatever happens after that, you know, it's in God's hands. But 6 months. She said, let's lock in, and period. So why most people miss it. Many people stay so busy searching for the next answer that they never stop to examine the questions life has been asking the whole entire time. The question that you have been asking. She said, nah, for real. I've been locked in heavy since January. And that's what I'm saying. So if you already know that a couple more months is not going to hurt you. But if this is the moment where you were about to quit, don't stop now. That was the title the other day. Don't stop now. She said not tired but ready. Period. Damn right. What keeps repeating? So also, where does your energy go? Because you'll also notice that when you get close to the moment, to the time, is when people will start to show up to try to redirect you in other places. Let's not be redirected. You're on the precipice, on the cusp, and then somebody shows up to try to redirect your energy, to take your focus away from you being locked in, to take you off the pathway. Mind you, that's their job. Just so y'all know, we're not gonna be mad at the people for doing their job. Mike said, I've been ready. Let's go. And period. So what keeps repeating? What habits move you closer to the life that you want, and which ones pull you away from it? I know that's right, Mike. You've been locked in too. And period. You know we know. And it is. It is. So, mind you, that it makes me laugh because even now, like, I know, I told you Cardi said that. People say they think I'm the shit. And do. And know you bitches can live. Period. Like, I got this. It's good. So, and do. Growth doesn't always come from learning something new. Sometimes it comes from finally seeing what's been there all along. From continuing to do the very thing. Period. You're being invited to choose differently. This isn't about fear and change. It's about recognizing that every day offers another chance to respond differently than yesterday. So be mindful. Players fuck up. There is no such thing as failure, only learning lessons. And who are you failing? We're not looking at people outside of us. It don't matter what people are saying, because literally I already told you. Somebody made a phone call to my son. Why is your mom doing sleep streams? Bitch, why are you in my business? Again, even back in the day, they would have said, oh, she's doing live webcam, da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, now bitches are streaming and making millions of dollars off of it. I should have just did it then. Maybe it just was the direction, making sure that everything was right, that you're not doing, you know, anything that's going to be exploiting yourself or putting yourself out there in a certain type of way. But webcam live is the same as fucking streaming right now. Somebody had to pioneer the thing. So Kai pioneered it into something different, but that's what the fuck it was. And back then, it was a voyeur thing. Like, you want to see the inside of somebody else's life. People always want to be nosy in somebody else's life. That's what a lot of people do. So, if you're doing it anyway, do it. That's a thing. I mean, that's a fact. That's what it was. It was voyeurism. So they named it something and turned it into a fetish. And then the kids made it, you know, popular. Because that's all they did. Now we just stream it everyday life, da-da-da-da-da, video games and, you know, such and whatever. But now it's IRL in real life. And it's just showing you everything following people's daily life. And if people love you and people like you, they want to see what you do. Like, what does this person do? Sometimes they'll give you, you know, stuff that they want to see you do. Like, what you want to see me do? Get in the kitchen, bake a cake, cook something, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Depending upon you is what you do. But if you keep listening to people, because it's taboo at the moment, because that's what it was then. It was taboo then. But mind you, now it's a worldwide thing. It was already, you could have been the person that pioneered it. You could have already been ahead of the game. So, again, whatever it is that you have on your list of things that you wish to do, even if it seems taboo or far-fetched from somebody else's mind, and it is, you know, do what you want to do. People going to talk shit, this, that, and the third, but as long as you're doing the thing that they not going to help you do nothing. And that was the other thing. People calling, asking questions, but ain't nobody helping me pay the mortgage. So, do I want to take the risk and do the thing that I need to do in order to be able to pay the mortgage? Or do I want to keep listening to what a bitch got to say that ain't got shit anyway? And whether or not I'm doing sleep streams or anything else, I'm still doing better than them. Okay? So, do with that information you will. I do commercials and, you know, sell whatever it is. Don't matter. Ain't nobody helping me do nothing. I'm doing it. And I'm not doing nothing to damage nobody or anything else. It has nothing to do with nobody else. It's just me. I ain't fucking up the culture or nothing. So there's that. If you notice a reoccurring pattern in your life, don't see it as failure. Have you healed from whatever you said you had to get past? Well, we're in the middle of it right now. So it depends upon what you mean. So is it relationship stuff, or because there was a lot of things to be, and we still always gonna be healing. So from a certain type of relationship, definitely that. But also, I might go through some new stuff in the middle of a different relationship. Who knows? Healing, I think, is a lifelong purpose. And am I gonna keep people away from me in this season? No, because I was before. I wanted to just deal with me. So now I feel like I have grown enough to be able to still know my boundaries and the things that I need, and also be able to add other people and still be able to take care of myself first and then them. But, so it depends on what you're asking. Have you healed from whatever you said you had to get past? It's been a couple of things. And shit, I'm not saying that me even adding somebody else into the mix, I might have to get past something else I might learn, because somebody else might bring something new for me to, oh shit, well, I didn't know that was on the table. So let me see what I got to do with this. Mind you, the thing about me is this. This is one thing that I know, even healing past everything. I'm not going to lie about it, and I ain't going to hide from it. I'm going to bring it right to the table. And I'm going to talk to y'all about it. Because little did I know that even in the process of me going through a lot of the things that I was going through, there was other people that were actively going through it the same way. And so all I had to do was be fearless enough to come and open my mouth and say, y'all, I'm going through this. Because never in a million years did I think that I would ever open my mouth to say that, oh, a nigga didn't want me. You know what I'm saying? Niggas always be wanting me. I mean, later on, they still wanted me, but not the way I wanted it. So there's that. But either way, I guess somebody always wants somebody, and somebody ain't wanting somebody, and eventually they want the very thing that they didn't want. You know what I mean? So she said, yeah, Majestic Grace said, yeah, it depends on where you're coming from, Finance HQ. This is more like integration from the last, whatever it was, the glitch period. I only know because I'm living it too. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. No matter what I'm going through, I'm actively, bringing it to the table. And I've been actively bringing it to the table for years. So even when I said to people, I'm going to be y'all biggest cheerleader, I was going through some of the worst times of my life being the biggest cheerleader for other people. Mind you, God allowed me to be that. So sometimes, even in the process of us going through whatever we're going through, we still have to, be aware. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned. Like, I don't have to run and hide. I told y'all I was good at that. I'm very good at that. Like, I'll get going. And, you can talk to your mom about it or somebody else. But in the process, that was one of the things. I don't have to be a big runner when it comes to, my healing process. I don't have to hide or be embarrassed about, going through anything. The stuff that's happening with my house and everything else, I got to go fund me for it. So even that. Financial, I was used to being able to do the things that I needed to do for me and anything surrounding me, people and everything. And then all of a sudden it went into, now you got to ask other people for stuff, or you got to, hope that somebody sends you something, or this, that, or the third, or you got to do enough content. And sometimes even the content, because the algorithm is doing what it's doing, then, you could potentially be. But at this point, I'm just going to be what I'm going to be. And whatever God wishes for me to be, whether it be in a house, outside the house, on top of the house, around the house, with this person, that person, over here, over there, I'm going to just do what I need to do. And I'm going to talk to y'all about it. And whatever I can give as far as, commentary and how I get through it, I'll give it. And if I don't have none, ain't shit I can give. But one of the biggest lessons that I learned is this. Being embarrassed, closed mouths don't get fed. So being embarrassed about anything when everybody's going through something. And sometimes the very thing that we're going through is designed and meant to help, somebody. And God chooses you because you'll be the person that will share it. And I learned that as well, because when a lot of stuff happened to me, I was over here like, I'm a good person. I cry because I'm a good person. God, I didn't have to go through that. I didn't need to see that. But the reason why I had to go through it and I needed to see it was because I was able to articulate it very well to help other people go through that. But I ain't gonna lie, I was over here like, what the fuck? I ain't need to go through that. I'm a good person. Why did I have to, deal with that? That glitch was horrible. But how was I going to be able to articulate it if I didn't do it? How was I going to be able to say it if, you know, I never experienced it? Aaron, I love you. Thank you, Aaron. Aaron said you're amazing at all of it. And I thank you. And like I said, even then, shit, I didn't think I was going to be. It was a couple of times where I just wanted to ball up and cry. But I ain't even have the tears to ball up and cry. My kids are fully grown. I'll have nobody to worry about but myself. Now we're all upright, North Node Pisces. We don't have nothing to hide or run from. We no longer playing small and don't care who don't like it. And period. I mean, because I don't know what they want me to do. At this point, like, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's life. And that's the thing. Like, people be so hell-bent on, you know, thinking what other people are going to think or what people are going to say, not realizing, like, I'm glad I survived it. Some people didn't make it through. Some people died. And even in the process, I remember the thoughts that were being given, and I'm over here like, I love my life entirely too much for that. Like, I just got here. Even now, I'm saying I have so much more to experience in life. I just got here. And so even at 50, I found I can do so much. Why would a person reach out to your son about a sleep stream? It's weird to me. Don't ask me, but, you know, somebody saw it. My son is 36 or 37. Somewhere around there. He grown. And somebody saw me doing a sleep stream on Facebook, and they called my son, and that's what they said. And my son told them exactly. I talk to my son almost every fucking day, and so that's the oldest one. I grew up. I had him when I was 15, so it was more like literally that is on another thing. God will send you what you need. So when you need love and, you know, whatever, people can say what they want about me having a kid young, but the fact of the matter is that he helped me live. And even to this day, he's so smart. And it's like, you know, that's damn near my best friend, because that's the person that I call when shit be happening. I call him and talk to him about anything. We be talking about all types of shit. Hell, when I seen you live stream, I just left it on and fell asleep myself. And period. So you was asleep with me. See, I knew I felt it. Love that. Yeah, exactly. Fine. HQ, you got it. Weird. That's all. It was weird. It was weird. It was very much weird. And that's what people do. But, you know, they had something to say. Mind you, the bitch that did it, even my son said, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he know her and he knows some of her personal business. So he was like, you know, like, bitch, who are you? Like, you know. And I love that, because my kids, I don't lie to my kids about nothing. If I done did it, the same way I talk to God is the same way I'm going to talk to them. So there's that. So the message for the collective, the pattern has been revealed, not to keep you stuck in the past, but to help you move into the future with greater clarity. Don't ignore what you've learned. Don't dismiss the wisdom you've gained, and trust the ability to grow, to adapt, and to choose differently. Because the moment you recognize the pattern, everything begins to change, and everything even feels like it's changing. Majestic Grace said, I fell asleep listening to yesterday's replay. Girl. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was playing. I was playing yesterday's replay too. And then the one that was from a couple days ago. So that's what I was playing when I was asleep. But what I am going to do differently on the sleep streams is I'm going to see if I can go find the one that I did, the recording for rain. So I'm going to find a recording for rain. I'm trying to do some nature recordings. And then I need somebody. I literally need to get on my music shit, because literally I need to be able to send those through. I don't know how they do it or whatever, but I guess my I think I changed. I'm going to do Reverb Nation. I think that's who I'm going to do. Anyway, whatever the music thing is, so I can be monetized for it. But my rain streams that I have, I'm gonna put them on at nighttime, and so that way it could be like, you know, a healing whatever. And then I'm gonna do the sound bowl. I'm gonna do them myself. But honestly, I really want somebody in music, because I want to be able to make sure that it's done correctly, and I get to get paid for the music that I do. But I'm gonna start using them as the nighttime sleep shit. And so either way, we're gonna be doing sleep streams, just so y'all know. So lock in. Lock in. Ain't nothing wrong with my sleep streams, and on top of that, it's gonna be very nice and very peaceful, and it's gonna help more monetization of my platform. So, If you ready to come and have a good night of positive nighttime sleep, deep sleep. Oh, because one of the things that I also found out this, and I have to make sure that I don't know if I saved it or not, but at nighttime your body is supposed to heal itself. But what scientists or what they're saying that they have found is your body don't do that unless you get into a certain sleep, a certain flow of sleep. And they said that most people don't get into that certain flow of sleep. And so I want to get into that flow of sleep because I want my body to start healing itself at nighttime. And I want y'all to be here so your body starts healing itself at nighttime. And so that way I can live to be, 3,333 years old. Because I'm trying to be the oldest bitch on earth. Like, literally, And mind you, doing it all the right way. I woke up, I took my saffron this morning. I did my bottle of water this morning. I'm trying to do better. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we only know what we know when we know it, and we can only do what we can do when we can do it. But I'm actively trying to do better. And that's all I got. So, Anyway, with that being said, because the moment you recognize the pattern, everything begins to change. So our affirmation for this is, I welcome clarity with an open mind. I learn from my experiences, I release what no longer serves me, and I make choices that align with the future that I want to create. Every step forward begins with an awareness. And we are aware and we're being mindful. So I see the patterns in my life clearly and I choose to respond differently now. I am no longer living on autopilot. I move with awareness and intent. Everything I experience is guiding me towards greater clarity. I release what keeps repeating in my life that no longer serves my growth. I trust the lessons hidden in my past and use them to shape my future. I am not stuck in cycles. I am breaking them with every conscious choice I make. What once confused me now becomes information for my evolution. I have the power to change my direction at any moment. I choose peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and alignment over fear. My awareness is expanding and I can no longer ignore what I know to be true. I am becoming more aligned with my life and I am meant to the life that I'm meant to live. Every step I take forward is guided by wisdom, not repetition. I am awake to my patterns and I am free from them. So with that being said, thank you guys for being here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you wish to donate towards my channel, super chat, super stickers, super stars are definitely welcome. If you wish to go donate to my GoFundMe, the link is in the bio. My Amazon wish list in the bio. Everything's in the bio. My Cash App, everything. So if you wish to donate towards my channel, there's that. Always go with God. No matter what happens, no matter what you're going through, always go with God. Have the day you deserve, and so will I. To the person that was talking about chaos, this is another thing. I need for y'all to really, really, lock into this. Sometimes what we see as chaos and where we might want to run, organized chaos is a thing. Like the turn of events, things that are aligned and things that are setting us up for our highest good, for our next best, moment in time and in life. Don't always look at chaos as something being a horrible thing. Just because we can't perceive it or we may not understand what God is doing, if we trust God all the way. That's exactly why a lot of us are still standing in the midst of all the things that, is happening and surrounding us, because it's very much chaotic. But we're going to stand 10 toes down. If you need to ground, go outside and ground. Go outside and hug a tree. Go outside and get connected. Because literally, I told y'all, there's so much stuff that people may not even realize. Listen, before we go, let me show y'all some of this. Because yesterday, listening to this shit, I did not realize how many things was tied to vitamin D deficiency. Just people not going outside and not being connected to Mother Nature or being connected to the earth. And it is creating like the simplest of, disorders or things that we thinking are medically something. It is literally, we can go get connected to the sun. Let me see, where was I at yesterday? Here. Vitamin D. I went to the wrong area. Alright, let's see. There's this one guy that talks about all of this stuff. Let me see if that's him.
And over 6 months, there was an average growth of half an inch in length. And
there's some pretty weird symptoms associated with the vitamin D deficiency I'd like to share with you. These are symptoms that you wouldn't think are associated with
at
vitamin
all,
D
and it's
deficiency.
crazy.
Let's go through them. So nightmares. Now, typically, nightmares are related to a vitamin B1 deficiency, but a vitamin D deficiency can also produce the manifestation of a nightmare. Number 2, restless leg syndrome. And then number 3, we have acne. Number 4, bipolar. And number 5 is a skipped heartbeat. It can definitely affect the pacemaker of the heart. So you can start off having like a skip beat and then a palpitation, and maybe even worse, develop even arrhythmias, even atrial fibrillation. Certain breathing disorders related to a vitamin D deficiency that go beyond just asthma. Skin disorders are another big one, especially psoriasis and eczema. Another thing that's related to a vitamin D deficiency is sinus issues.
And I be having that.
In adults and children is associated with a vitamin D deficiency. If your infant has this rapid breathing, suspected vitamin D deficiency. This next one is interesting because it's also associated with a lot of children that have recurrent tonsillitis or very enlarged tonsils. And then another one that's associated with children is structural developmental problems. So I'm talking about flat feet, bowed legs, scoliosis, kyphosis, which is hunchback, or swayed back, which is lordosis, dental malformations. Number 13, long COVID, where a person has fatigue. That can be either a B1 deficiency or a vitamin D deficiency. Number 14, early puberty. Number 15, uterine fibroids.
Mike said, damn, skin disorders as well. Yeah. And mind you, listen, a lot of these things I have had throughout a point in time. Even like the fibroid system, like I would be bleeding. Y'all, when I was listening to this shit, I was like, you mean to tell me this whole entire time certain things could be the fact that I don't go outside enough? Mind you, a lot of us don't go outside enough. Or it could be just taking a vitamin D. So I literally looked up a pill to take for, I like gummies. So I'm getting a gummy. So, because I'll take a gummy. I ain't fucking with no pills. I never take pills. And gummies and pills could be the same thing. But I'll take a good-ass gummy before I take... Because it's like candy. I could just have my sweet fix in the process. Anyway, so I looked up a good-ass gummy. And I should be getting one. But uterine fibroid... All of this shit is a fucking vitamin D. Could be related to a vitamin D deficiency.
In one study, these fibroids were halted when the group consumed 50,000 IUs of vitamin D3. Here's another one. Irregular menstrual cycles. Urinary incontinence.
Mind you, just so y'all know, this man ain't trying to sell y'all nothing. His name is Dr. Eric Berg, DC. Oh, he's telling us this, ain't a sales nothing connected to it, just so y'all know.
Vertigo. Sarcopenia. That is a problem of muscle.
I done had fucking vertigo. I fall up the steps. Like, I done that numerous times. Like, I be just thinking I'm clumsy as fuck.
Loss as someone ages. You're 7.7 times more likely to develop sarcopenia if you're low in vitamin D3. Myopia usually happens when we are exposed to too much screen time, looking at the computer and not getting enough actual sun. Glaucoma, that's pressure built up in the eye. Apparently you're twice as likely to get glaucoma if you're low in vitamin D3. And then we have number 23. Erectile dysfunction.
Erectile dysfunction, man.
1.3 times more likely to develop this if you're low in vitamin D3. Of course, there's many other factors, but I'm just talking about the association between low vitamin D and all of these other conditions. There's some pretty weird symptoms associated
Listen, I'm getting me some vitamin D, because literally I can say several of them symptoms on there I done either had or have. I need that. So I'm looking up vitamin D gummies right the fuck now. Mind you, I already got them in my cart. You're right, and I'm just saying you may have to downsize from a house to an apartment or move down south to save money. I live down south. Technically my house, actually I probably need to stay put and do what I need to do, because technically apartments cost more than my house. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of northerners are moving south. Like, oh, you definitely new here. I live in Georgia. I live down south already, so that's why I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. I'm looking for I got iron gummies too, Mike. They in my cart too, because my iron definitely, you know, anemia is a thing. So I got iron gummies in my cart. I got fucking, I'm trying to get TikTok to give them to me for free. So I can do the video, but technically they already in the cart. Cause if they don't, I'm buying it. Cause literally lately I just been getting the shit and dealing with that later on. But I got iron gummies. Cause I'll take a gummy quick. Oh my bad. I thought you was still in Delaware. Nope. Hi. I live in down south. I live in Georgia. And so right now, this is why I gotta do what I need to do, because technically my house is cheaper than what they charging for apartment rent. And so, but I've been out of work since 2023. I got somebody ran up to me to hit me. That's what I said. Even all the, you knew, so you don't know, but all the accidents that I've gotten into were none of my fault, and all of them were crazy, weird ass events. So the first accident, somebody ran up to me and hit me from behind, ran smack into me on the highway, on Highway 75. I was going to Florida. The second accident, well, it's been many. The second accident was, I think, the four-way stop. I was behind a car at the four-way stop, back a little bit. Somebody ran a stop sign. This person, they hit this person. That car hit this car, and that car got pushed back into me. That happened. The next one was a drunk driver hit me. They never found that person. So it's been a lot of, hit and nothing coming out of them, because the four-way car stop, nobody had insurance but me. And the only reason why my insurance didn't want to pay for it is because I was doing Spark at the time, and I didn't have the platform insurance. So they was mad for that, which made me mad because my car's still damaged from that. And nothing happened with the other people, and they said, oh, you would have to go and sue this, that, and the third. And if the bitches ain't got car insurance, what the fuck else are they gonna have? The one person that hit me, the drunk person that hit me from a turn, I think that was a person that was related to the cops, because literally, the where that happened at was on a road, Salem Road. Mind you, there's cameras all over Salem Road, but somehow the cops claimed that there was no cameras that was active. So to me, that had to be somebody that they know that they're trying to help. But yeah, every accident that I've been in has been, mind you, my insurance keeps going up because of it, because the accidents happen, but I'm not the one that's doing it. And so even with my house, the reason why that went up because of like the taxes and this, that, and the third. But like I said, God is good, and if I'm supposed to have a house, God will bring me the money that I need to be able to take care of it. And if not, then I'll be figuring out what to do. And mind you, after that, I don't know what I would want to do. But technically, I want to be here because I want to be at my house, and I ain't gonna live with nobody else. So y'all gonna see a lot of camping y'all gonna see a lot of camping activity after that, because yeah, I don't want to be at nobody's house. Like literally, I don't want, like, when you at other people's house, you got to do what they want you to do. It's not comfortable. It's this, that, and the third. So if I end up not, I might be in Arizona somewhere, but either way, it's gonna be camper life, because I don't want to be at nobody's house. And I want to be somewhere where it's warm, so not moving to no Delaware. And God can change whatever He can change in the midst of a day. Mind you, if you look at my GoFundMe, what it says is, my group of people, if everybody could come together and donate $1, shit, and I can get 144,000 people to donate $1, that would be great. $5, whatever they can donate, don't matter, don't care. If they do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. God got a plan for it. So I'm anemic as well. Shake my head. Should have been taking these correctly, and period. But mind you, that vitamin D thing is important, because like, damn, you come up with that and here we are. So I'm definitely getting me some vitamin D and my iron pills, so I'm going to do both of them. Well, yeah, since you're already in the South, you can make your situation better versus being up north, where cost of living is way more expensive. I'm going to try to give you some resources and DM you. And thank you. If you don't have any small children, you can do that a lot easier with travel. I'm going to cash app you. That way you can get it directly. Thank you, and I appreciate it. Nope, I don't have no small children. It's just me, so I can do what I want. My passport is in my purse. So I can up and go today if I felt like it. Like, I ain't got nothing that's holding me back other than the fact that, I'm listening to God and doing what I got to do. I love my house. I want to keep my house. And even if I, go traveling, I still want to be able to keep my house. So, you just got to do what you got to do. So it either is going to happen or it's not going to happen. But there's no place like home. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, so I wanted to just tell y'all about the vitamin D thing, because a lot of people may be thinking that, something's wrong, this, that, and the third, and they'll try to do all this extra stuff. I'm jealous because I'm 37 with 3 kids, 18, 11, and 5. Don't be jealous, honey. Go through the process, because I have 4 altogether, totally. So and they all grown. The youngest is 21, and I'm very, very much like, you know. But you being a man, you know, men can be up in anywhere they want to be. That's the other thing. It's the woman that normally is taking care of them. So you just have to make sure that, I don't know if you with her or not, but just get you good people. 18 is taking care of themselves. 11 is almost there. And 5, you know, is the youngest. But for the most part, that's always the good years. That's when they're fun. They be telling you shit. They be telling you shit that, you know, you maybe should know and maybe should know. Either way, yeah, so y'all, I love y'all and thank y'all for being here, and y'all have the day that y'all deserve, and so will I. I'm gonna go see if I can battle these worms, y'all, because I got worms in the tomatoes, and they ate one completely yesterday, but they are tearing the hell out of the leaves at the top of the tomatoes. So hopefully I kicked them all out. It's 4 of them. And they told me, hey, Uncle Jukebox, they told me, he said, nah, I'm single. Finding a good woman nowadays is like finding a needle in a haystack. And it's the same thing as far as men, though, because everybody will say, you know, they send their representative, and maybe also they don't let just human nature do what it needs to do. People be trying to rush shit instead of just being what it's going to be. But so another thing that you don't know about me is I'm going to be married under contract. I've been single, celibate, and sober for 5 years, right? And so if you're new here, and that's probably more people than just you, but I done been married 3 times. Married for love, married for money, married for, you know, whatever. None of them had really a whole lot of money, but they had enough. So not really that. But anyway, long story short, if I ever have to, because I ain't gonna be nobody's little cum bucket and I ain't nobody's girlfriend, I'm definitely a wife, right? So because I know I'm definitely a wife and I like old customs and old ways and things of that nature, I want to do contract. So whatever the contract says, this is what I want from you and this is what you can give me, and vice versa. And then we could go right into that. Not a lot of money, but enough. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Enough to where, like, if I want to go buy something, I could go buy it. Like, to me, I love my house, so I'm not just gonna be out wanting to, you know, run here, run there. I ain't that. I ain't in nobody's club. Never really like that. I want to just be able to, you know, contract as in prenup. No, contract as in you get your lawyer, I get my lawyer. This is what you got to give me. This is what I got to give you. This is what we doing. And yeah, hand me what I need and let's do what we need to do. I don't really want to go through the court system for nothing. Like, if I got to, and like later on, if that's what we want to do and we want to go through the court system because that's what we agreed upon later, then yes. But initially, because again, I ain't nobody's girlfriend, so I ain't going to be letting nobody hit it. And you know what I'm saying? Because the major thing that I always want back, and this is the reason, my reasoning for that. Every time I separated from somebody, and I done been with one of them 16 years, one of them for over 20 something years, like literally these is relationships that was relationshiping, right? That I done known for forever. The only thing I ever want back from them is my pussy every time. Like, I don't give a fuck about the stuff. I done up and left shit in the relationship. You can keep the house, you can keep the cars, you can keep whatever the fuck you want to keep, right? The only thing I ever wanted back from these niggas was my pussy. I always regretted giving it to them. So now I'm going to just tell you what I want for it from the beginning. And then that way we ain't even got to worry about it. I ain't got to be mad at it. So that's why I believe that. That's why I know that. You know what I mean? Deep in my heart. Yeah, I'd be mad that I let niggas hit. Like, that's it. And mind you, thank you for the kids. I'll keep them and I'll go do the previous one before the last one. I took the kids and I went on about my business to a whole nother state, made a whole better life for, you know, me and the kids and everything. And the only thing this nigga was mad at was that I took the kids. Never, you know, said thank you for being able to give my kids some shit that, you know, you never had. You willing to have another baby? No, sir. You can have some kids with your other wife though, and I'll watch them while y'all on a date. You can do that, but I'm not having no kids. Because if we decide in 32 days or anytime after that, you know, I'm ready to go, I don't want to be tied down. Because if I give you another kid, if I give you my egg to have a kid, you're going to take the kid with your ass when you leave. And I'll pay child support or I'll come visit. But I ain't taking no kids. Like, this is the first time I've been free. No, sir, you ain't going to do me like that. Just asking because what if you get with a younger man and he want that? He want what, kids? I'll give him my egg to have a kid because I make some pretty ass babies. So I'll give him an egg. He will have to, get somebody else to carry it. But also in the agreement, if he want to go, he got to take the baby with him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be around. I'm going to be an active mother and all that. But he got to take the kid with him. Like, when I leave, I'm going to leave the same way I came. Give him an egg. It's funny. Yeah, I'll give him an egg. I will damn sure give him an egg. Here you go. But, I'll give him a few if I got some. If it's enough of them in there for him to have, he can get them. But in case anybody don't realize, I'm a big, strong believer in, I've never heard of that. I'm a big, stronger believer in kids change the relationship. Whether or not people realize it or not, people be like, oh, I want a baby by him because he's so beautiful and he's so handsome. And I got some niggas that I would want to give a baby, right? But kids change stuff because you gonna want me to be a freak on the weekends and you want me to do some horse shit with you in this and the third, and you're gonna be mad when I gotta say, oh, I gotta go feed the baby. Then you're gonna be resenting me. And you're going to be saying, this bitch don't never do nothing that's fun no more, this and the third. But mind you, I'm taking care of our pretty ass baby. And you're going to be mad. And then you're going to be out fucking another bitch. And, I don't want that for us. I want us to be able to do all the things that you wanted to do, all the freaky shit that you wanted to do, and the spontaneous things. I want to be able to do that. So if you want to have some kids, I'll donate an egg to the services. But yeah, kids change things. Majestic Grace said, I'm cracking up. Majestic Grace, that's the way it be. I mean, Sarah had a baby at an older age, and that's what I'm saying. So I'll donate to this now. If God willing and God say it's some eggs in there that's viable, how many you want? I will get on the table and give you a few eggs. But I ain't carrying no baby because, listen, I'm over here getting ready to actively say I'm about to put this ass back into shape. I only got one more time. I don't want to have no babies because then all of a sudden I'm going to have to be, I'm already trying to actively work out right now from this. And so, what the hell is this? If I got to do all this, like, you going to have to get somebody else to do the extra work. Like, pushing it out and all this other stuff. Like, so I get it. I get it. I will donate the egg. If God willing and there's some in there for you to get, I'll give them to you. But I don't want to be the one having to, bear the brunt of, because then you get mad when bitches be big and pregnant and you trying to, hit it from the side. Like, it be a lot of things that y'all be saying y'all want the babies for, and then that be the very thing that you start despising me for after the fact. Oh, this bitch is big and oh, she's da-da-da-da. Now you hate me, but meanwhile, you wanted to have the baby. You were so in love, you wanted to have the baby because we was just here, and now all of a sudden the baby is the reason why you don't like my ass. Like, come on now. Be on the lookout for the DM and the Cash App. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to nothing that, God is willing to have, but at the end of the day, don't be mad and try to hate me later for the very thing. And that's what I found. I done had 4 of them. And later on, why would a man not want you after the baby? No, that's the thing. It'd be the baby because you can't leave when you want to. Like, most of the time you can go where you want to go. That's when they start doing all the weird shit. Like my baby daddy from the beginning, I went through a whole, whatever. And this has been a learning process. So anybody that has kids, I said I want one more, but after that I'm done. Well, see what I'm saying? But this would it be? Why are you in the mom? Do they have have the same mom? Do all the kids have the same mom? That's real. He said he not capping. Thank you for supporting. I definitely appreciate it too. But do all the kids have the same mom? Because this is two BMs. Okay, so when you had the first BM, hold on, are you an open person? Is this like an open relationship type of thing, or was this a monogamous thing? Because that's the other thing that people go into. Like, if you want other bitches, tell me. And I'll be saying this to niggas, and they don't want to tell you that. They'll say that they want to tell you that, but then they start doing the weird shit behind the scenes. Like, I got stories. I can tell you some real good, like, real live stories that has happened. Because I ain't never been like, on the jealous side of, they can't do da-da-da-da-da. I only be mad when niggas be lying. Because I don't like nobody to lie. And so even with that, nobody, when you tell them like I ain't worried about that. No, I was in a relationship with both of them at the same time or separately. I'm 37. I'm grown, so I don't lie. I mean, you know, that depends, but niggas be lying. Bitches be lying too, so I ain't saying that. It's just people be lying. And so they be doing what they be wanting to do, but they don't want you doing nothing. So I don't know, it's a lot. Like I said, I could tell you some stories. If y'all want to talk about stories and relationship shit, we can talk about that too, because I'll be knowing some stuff and I'll be saying some stuff and I'll be doing some stuff, and then, you know, people be doing some stuff, and then it just equates to, but the reason for the babies though is this. When you have a baby, before you have a baby, you get to be out in the street doing whatever y'all want to do. Y'all could be partying, y'all could be clubbing, you can do whatever you want to do. Up and down the road, highway, this, that, and the third. When the babies come is when they want me to do something, I can't do that no longer because I gotta watch my baby. And I'm not a leave my kid at the nobody's house because I don't trust people like that. I be hands-on, making sure that, you know, I want to protect the kids. My kids didn't even go to like daycare and shit like that. I don't play that shit. When you have kids, you gotta be with the kid. And so now when he want to do whatever he want to do, I gotta watch the kids. So now I'm not fun no more because somebody gotta watch the baby. And then it just is the spiral of the relationship, because niggas don't think that they should stop or they should watch the kid too. They be thinking that they still want to go hang out with their friends, or they still want to do da 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 da, and bitch, you stay home with the kid. But they don't realize that's the beginning of when the other bitches start talking, and now you over here doing this, and they don't never want to leave, just so you know. They be wanting you to just be the dumbest bitch ever, and you take care of the house. Like I told y'all, I seen the dude AB the other day. He said he was gonna go fuck the shit out of this bitch, and I can appreciate the nigga for telling the truth because he said that. But he said, I'm gonna go fuck the shit out of this bitch, and so I ain't gonna lie to you. He said, but you gonna take care of us, and I'm gonna go take care of me. And that's most men's mentality. So that's the way it be. And again, I've been on earth 50 years. I done told niggas all types of stuff. You can be this, you can do that, and they still be lying. And so there's that. Anyway, I love y'all, and I will be seeing y'all, and I'm gonna go deal with my worm situation that's outside because they've been eating up my groceries. All right, and go with God. I love y'all. It is too many freaking diseases out here, but people act like they don't actively care about diseases either. So that's another thing.